Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it. My name's Jay Milne. Hashtag Luke. Our sports update deliverer. The Coop.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid? You might be honest. All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
All right, Oilers down. Oh, hang on, Jay. I'm going to take this. Just hang on. Hang on.
Go ahead.
Hey, Reid here. Sorry, Shannon? Shanny. Brendan. Yes, Brendan.
Oh.
Brendan, how are you? Sorry, Brendan. Yeah, I can talk quickly. What's going on? Yeah, that's where I am now. Yeah, Edmonton Sports Talk. I don't really do the hiring. Are you looking?
no.
Are you looking for something?
Oh, no.
Oh, just today, eh? Oh, yeah. Well, you talked to Marner about that? No, I know it's not that funny to you. Dustin at EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Tell him we can find his spot.
We'll see. Yeah, no, I know you're a great leader. Yeah, I know you're a great leader. Okay, yeah, I'll see you, Brendan. Okay. Okay, yeah, bye. Brendan Shanahan. Looking for work.
Tough day.
Well, what do I tell him? I mean, I don't do the hiring here.
I don't know.
What?
We have the coup.
We have what?
The coup. I mean, he's a manager.
Yeah, it's transferable position.
Yeah.
It'd be a lateral move for Shanny.
Don't let Maddie know that you took that call.
Well, I just took the call. I didn't promise him anything. That's all. Yes, anyway, Brendan Shanahan, in all seriousness, he's there till June 30th up here. I find that odd. Do you not find that odd? So he's like a high-ranking leader with Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, with the Maple Leafs Hockey Club, right? TML, as they're called. And it's like, hey, you're out, but till June 30th. Like, okay.
Yeah, I don't get that.
What's I'm going to trade Matthews.
Yeah. It's usually not how it works.
No, I guess. Well, there's some paperwork to be done. He's got to pass his files on to the next
Isn't
guy.
that expected
He's
when you're fired?
He's got to organize his files. He's got to give the floppy disk to the next guy. All right, here's everything I know. Here's a copy of our roster. He gives the next president a copy of the roster.
Just a sheet of paper.
Here's their stats from last year. If you want the career stats, you got to ask somebody else. I don't know where to get those. All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great. What day of the week is it? Thursday afternoon. The game 2, the second game of the Eastern Conference Final in the National Hockey League playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs, will be tonight. Florida at Carolina. Carolina. This is an amazing stat. They have lost 13 consecutive games in the Eastern Conference Final. Now, that spans, what are we at, about 16 years for that, but still kind of crazy. Florida looking very good. Your Edmonton Oilers looked very good for 2 periods last night. Well, quite frankly, they looked pretty good 5-on-5 most of the game. A complete penalty kill collapse as they allowed 3 power play goals early in the third period, lose 6-3 to Dallas. So, as is the custom, the Oilers fall behind 1-0 in a playoff series. They'll try to bounce back tomorrow. Another game that, 6 o'clock, they start about 6:20. So tomorrow, I just want to remind everybody about our coverage and going into the weekend as well. So tomorrow, the Reid Wilkins show will be from 3 to 5. Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas, they're going to be at Hudson's on Bourbon Street, right? For tomorrow's GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show and postgame show. And then on the Sunday game, which is a 1 o'clock Mountain Time game at Rogers Place, back to the full 90-minute pregame show at 11:30 from the Ice House in Ice District Plaza, and then they're on after the game as well. So we continue to have you completely covered with everything going on with the Edmonton Oilers playoffs. Luke Gazdic is going to hop on today at about 3:40, doing a double dose on Edmonton Sports Talk because I screwed up, everybody. And I booked him on a week where
It's understandable.
Yeah, whatever. It's exciting. It's playoff time. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to have comments from Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch. We'll have comments from the Nuge. We'll have comments from Connor McDavid, Corey Perry. Well, you know what? Let's get to a comment on Connor Brown right now because it is storyline number 1 in oil country. Coop's trying to get your attention, Jay. Oh, we need my volume up? All right. From Connor Brown, a penalty killer, and the penalty kill, a big letdown last night, and quite frankly, a big letdown in the postseason. Connor Brown asked about the PK today.
Yeah, I think our penalty kill has got better as each series has gone on, but we need to make we need to make changes early here and make sure we're on our toes a little bit. It is it's wild how it can change. We can be such a strength and then go into these lulls, but we're a resilient group, so we'll make sure we respond.
All right. Well, they're going to have to. Fair comment from him. They have improved on the penalty kill in the first 2 rounds. What were they, -5 on the power play after the first 2 games against Los Angeles? Scored some big power play goals as that series went on. And then, of course, against Vegas in games 4 and 5, they didn't get scored on at all and did a better job on Jack Eichel. But they will have to figure something out. The Dallas power play, very, very good. And in my mind, the primary reason Dallas won last night.
It is. 100%. It was a collapse in the third period. But, it's a chicken and egg thing again, with how much of that can you put on Skinner? How much of that can you put on the PK? How much of that can you put on taking stupid penalties? Right?
Yeah.
In a tight game, keep your stick on the ice. Just very undisciplined, immature penalties from a group that has otherwise shown the opposite.
Yes.
So I think the general sentiment here is just, I posted something after the game. Just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. This team is not in a spot they haven't been in before. They dominated 5-on-5 play for the first 40 minutes. Reid, did you notice how easy the access was to the Dallas zone?
Yeah, they played great.
They were able to dump it in with ease. That was not the case in the last series. And they showed what they can do down and when they're mucking it up. So that is a positive sign. Yes, of course, Dallas is going to try to tighten up that part of their game too. But it's just, I don't know. It was kind of a shock, I guess, to everyone that it just fell apart so fast. 3 goals in 6 minutes. I saw a stat that's the second team to do that in the first 6 minutes, to score 3 goals in the first 6 minutes of a Stanley Cup playoff series since 1934. They're the second team to do that. So that doesn't happen often. But like Connor Brown just said, this is a resilient group. This is a mature group. This is a group that has this playoff experience. And I don't think, now they're the underdog to win the series. And I saw on playalberta.ca that just got boosted to plus 165. That was minus at this time yesterday.
Right.
So, I understand why you have to do that. But as an Oilers fan, I think there should be some ability to control your feelings and control your anger from last night for that, 6 minutes that ultimately cost them the game, and look at the broad picture and look at the full painting here of what the Oilers have done and what they've become.
Yeah.
And just chill out. Zen.
Yeah. I think a rare instance in which the Oilers maybe didn't handle the tide of the game turning against them as well as they usually do, or as well as they would have liked. Look, they're at a disadvantage in the series. We've seen that. You never know how it's going to go. I guess the thing that I would say about this, Jay, that is a little concerning, and I do agree they played pretty well, and I do agree that they did things that are repeatable, even if Dallas plays better. I think when the Oilers play to their strengths, they can also stop other teams from doing things. The thing that is a little worrisome for me is that in some ways this was a theft by Dallas. Right, so that's a bit of the problem for me, is that in a 7-game series between 2 very even teams, the team that steals one is that might be enough in the end. And I've brought this up dozens of times. The Oilers, the first 5 games last year between Dallas and Edmonton, a couple were close. Each team won a game. Dallas was better in 1. Edmonton was better in 2. So Edmonton had a 3-2 series lead. And then the Oilers stole game 4. I mean, based on the game flow and the chances in game 6, it should have been going back to Dallas for game 7. The Oilers stole it. So that's a little worrisome for me that if the rest of the series maybe is even, Dallas will have the edge because they got the steal. We'll see. We'll see.
I would say if there was something that maybe surprised me a bit in watching that game was just how fast the wheels fell off, and how fast and there was no answer in the third period for quite a while. They were on their heels, even when there was no power play for Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
They still couldn't get back to their 5-on-5 game. I mean, they had a power play. Halfway through the third?
Yep.
Nothing. And I mean, that's another point. And I'm going to bring that up.
Yeah, we got to talk about that with Luke. Yeah.
But the power play, But I just, these comebacks that Oilers fans are used to and almost expect. Right? You almost expect that if they're down 2-0, no big deal. They'll come back. Yeah, they could do that against LA and they could do that against Vegas. But is this a different monster you're facing in Dallas that maybe has a little bit more finishing willpower, to say we're going to put this to bed?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, and I want to talk about this in the next segment too. There are so many dramatic games in the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? Which makes it, I guess, fun if you're a neutral observer of a game, but it can make it very taxing if you're cheering for the team on the losing side of it, as the Oilers were last night, or other teams have been at other points in the playoffs. So we have a lot to dive into today. We'll have some fun along the way as well. We're also going to talk to Edmonton Elks quarterback Cody Fajardo. They have a preseason game in Calgary on Saturday. Already Calgary's second and final preseason game, but going to be the first of 2 preseason games for your Edmonton Elks. So that is all coming up. You can always get in touch. First of all, if you're listening through one of the audio streaming apps, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, we appreciate that. Whatever they have on those apps, is it you make it a favorite or a preference, or I think if you just listen enough, it makes it a suggested station. So thank you for doing that. If you're tuning in with the video element added, then you are on YouTube. Remember to subscribe to the Edmonton Sports Talk channel. And for this individual show, give us a like. Click that thumbs up button. We have a great streak, even yesterday during an abbreviated show, of getting to 200 thumbs during the postseason.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click.
All right.
Thumb.
And if you're in the on YouTube, you can chat with us and with each other in the chat stream. We call it the Nasty Chat. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We will be getting to your limericks. We've already had some emailed in, and Jay got an email last night about me that I haven't read. So Jay has said, I'm gonna read something I got.
We will talk about last night.
We'll talk about last night a little bit as well, I suppose, like it or not. And 780-218-9999 is how you text the afternoon inbox, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant, all you can eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday. That is from 4 to 10 p.m. All right, so if you hadn't watched a Dallas Stars home game yet this season, I'm sure you noticed it last night. And I've watched, and I think they've done it in other years as well, but it for some reason it's really stuck out to me this year. When the Dallas Stars score, the fans chant,
Dallas
Stars, Dallas Stars. Quite frankly,
pretty original.
Yeah, pretty. How did they come up with that? What's the secret meaning behind that one? What I find striking about that, or maybe a little different, is they almost do it in place of cheering the goal.
Yeah,
I mean, the goal is scored, and then relatively soon after, they're chanting Dallas Stars. And I think to myself, are you really giving yourself an opportunity to get up and go crazy about the goal? So anyway, our off-topic topic provided by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. We would like to know which arena chant or noise do you find the most annoying from another market? So probably a game you watch on TV, or maybe you've been to this arena, but what is your most annoying fan chant and or arena noise?
That's actually a part of a Pantera song, right? Like that.
I had no
Dallas Stars.
Oh, is it really?
Pantera wrote that song.
Oh, I had no idea about that.
But the other part of it is Pantera. It's good.
Oh, really?
That's
okay.
the worst part of the song.
So Pantera wrote that
The
chant?
Dallas goal song, yeah.
But is it a song? I thought it was just them yelling it out.
There's more to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm completely ignorant about that. I find it annoying. I find it like, okay, cool, Pantera wrote it. And somebody said, well, Let's Go Oilers is pretty blah. But yeah, that's not... Let's Go Oilers is to spur your team on.
That's during the play.
That's during the play.
Like that. We're not saying if they're Skinner.
Yeah.
Like that's fine. That's fair
it's
game.
different.
This is just an odd celebration or an odd request. Mine are more like requests. The one that I seem this happens a lot at basketball games for some reason.
Yeah.
But the everybody clap your hands.
Well, and the Oilers have a video with that too. I don't know if they play it every
Give
game.
it up.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I don't know why. That bugs the hell out of me.
I always, I don't know if they still do it. And I know other teams pick up on it or do it. But when the Alouettes were really good in the Calvillo era, whenever they had a team second down, they would play that "Make Some Noise," that bite from whatever song it was from or whatever it's from. And like it was like over and over again. I'm just like, oh my God.
Well, when you said Montreal earlier, I thought you were talking about the vuvuzelas. Those are awful. They should ban those from entering the stadium. Mex says, this isn't arena specific, but it's the everybody clap your hands. Good to know I'm not the only one. And the other one too, because I don't get it. At least if you the everybody clap your hands, okay, you're trying to get the fans to clap. And maybe I don't know. But the one the yeah,
right.
and everybody goes, hey,
and they do that at Oilers games too. Right. But at what point does it just get overused?
Stop.
It's like,
come up with something new.
yeah.
Like that's the what is a Beetle? That was from Beetlejuice, right? Wasn't that the Daylight Come
Yeah, that's was that a Belafonte song?
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was from, but yeah.
I thought it was Freddie Mercury.
So, but there are some things where it's like, and look, I see we have a Dallas fan in the chat, which is cool. Thanks for coming in and not being a troll. I do agree. And I admit I was totally ignorant. I didn't realize that was written for the Stars. I just kind of find it as it almost takes away from the celebration of the goal. But I guess it's probably fun to be there and chant it. And maybe if they weren't playing the Oilers, I wouldn't care as much. But that's and you don't have to be annoyed by that. But tell us the most annoying fan chant or arena noise that you can think of. That's our off-topic topic for William Huff.
I like it. This is great.
Yeah. I'd like to know what that Dallas fan is annoyed by.
Who's the Dallas
elsewhere?
fan here?
Fruit Loops.
Yeah. Well said. I want to know. I watched them during the anthem. And this might be a little bit old man yelling at clouds. I get it. Call me out if you want. But in Edmonton and in most markets, especially, I don't know, maybe I pay more attention to Canadian markets, but you sing the national anthem because it's what you're supposed to do. You're showing your respect.
Yeah.
You're singing the
I
national
say
anthem.
either or
You're
sing it or stand
at least
quietly
stand.
looking at the flag. Yeah.
Sure. And they have the stars in the Star Spangled Banner that they shout out. And I think, to be honest, I don't mind that. But then when I'm looking through the crowd, nobody else is singing it in the other parts. So maybe Fruit Loops can tell me if I'm off my rocker here, but did they sing the national anthem there as a group, as a collective?
I don't
Or
know.
do they just wait for the star?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Les has a good point. Do any arenas still have real organs?
Oh, sure. Like baseball stadiums do.
Do they? Okay.
For sure.
That's a good question. I never would have thought of.
Yeah, there's got to be an organist? Organist?
I think organist.
Organist.
Yes. As opposed to a pianist.
Mm.
780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Luke Gazdic coming up in about 18 minutes. And I know a lot of you felt a lot of pain last night when the Oilers blew that game. I want to remind you that you're not alone when we get back.
After serving as the president of the Maple Leafs for 11 seasons, Brendan Shanahan's time in Toronto is over as its contract will not be renewed. And TSN's Chris Johnston has reported that Brad Treliving will stay as Toronto's general manager. In Game 2 of the East Final goes tonight between Florida and Carolina, the Panthers taking Game 1 by a score of 5-2. Overseas, Canada was stunned by Denmark, falling 2-1 in their quarter-final contest. Nick Olsen being Denmark's hero with the game winner, scoring with just 49 seconds left in the third period. On the court, MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and his Thunder battled the T-Wolves in Game 2 of the West Final, OKC leading that one 1-0. And the Stingers hit their court for their third game of their season to face the Rattlers. Catch the game on any of EST's audio streams with tip-off at 7:30. For the Jays, they overcame the Padres 7-6 in the 11th inning to sweep their two-game series. Toronto and Tampa open their series tomorrow. Two games are live right now, including the Phillies up 2-0 on the Rockies in the top of the 9th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can also shop online at ParamountFlooring.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
Did Draisaitl not look so much better in the first 40 minutes last night?
Way better. Now, he still has that one turnover, leads to that again goal against, which wasn't great. Didn't love that play, but as far as his ability to dominate and to control the puck and to control the game and the pace of the game, he looked way better. So, I mean, if he's at that level the entirety of the series, I can't see them losing.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spin to win Fridays at The Banquet. Every Friday, spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. It's that easy. Spin, win, and save. Don't miss out. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. We'll hear from some members of the Edmonton Oilers and head coach Chris Knobloch when we get to the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel coming up at 4 o'clock. Jay and I are in the Banquet studio. Craving a late night snack? Check out the Banquet's new late night happy hour menu. Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the Banquet burger at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard. All right. So last night, Oilers up 3-1. 3 power play goals by the Stars. It's 4-3. They get a 5-on-5 goal, and then they get an empty netter, and they win 6-3. So 5 goals allowed by the Oilers in the third period to go behind 1-0 in the best of 7. I was obviously on the Oil Stream post-game show with Tom and Dusty and Hernan. for Reeds for Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club. And of course, it's emotional after games. Fans are upset. They thought the Oilers had that one almost in the bag. There's audio coming out of that computer. And then, Dallas wins. And one thing I heard a lot after the game was, something along the lines of, well, Oilers going to oil, or the Oilers are going to Oiler, this is just a team that blows games, and all these other teams in the playoffs, they know how to put away a 3-1 lead. But with the Oilers, of course, it's something unpredictable and silly and something that the Oilers can't stop. And I'm not trying to say, well, this is great what happened to the Oilers or anything like that, or that, of course, they have to do better. And we'll discuss that. But I'm going to tell you something here, everybody. This is not that the Oilers are going to Oiler, okay? This is playoffs are going to playoff. Now, I know the better teams, can put games away and maybe can limit the amount of kooky stuff that happens against them. But I just want to remind you of just some of the crazy things that have happened this postseason. This is just kind of an informal list that I put together earlier today, and I'm probably missing some games, but I kind of just scanned through all the other playoff games. So I just want you to sort of consider this, that we are at the time of year when unpredictable stuff happens, when teams can make crazy comebacks or teams blow leads. And quite frankly, this is why we watch. This is what the NHL wants to happen. They don't want you turning the TV off after the second period because one team is up is up by 2 goals. And then they're not having a preference who wins or anything like that. Let's just look at some of the things that have happened. Game 1, Washington, heavily favored against the Montreal Canadiens. This is game 1 of this series. I'm going back a month now. Washington's up 2-0. 10 minutes left in the game. Game's in Washington. That should be lights out, should it not? Should not the number 1 seeded Washington Capitals easily put away these inexperienced and barely made the playoffs Montreal Canadiens? Well, what happened in the final 10 minutes of that game? Canadiens tied it. Went to overtime. Now, Washington won, but the Canadiens rallied. Game 4 of that series, Canadiens are leading 2-1 after 2. On home ice. Chance to tie the series. Washington scores 4 goals in the third period. I mean, these outbursts do happen. They do happen by good teams, sometimes against good teams. Game 3, New Jersey, Carolina. New Jersey's up 2-0 early in the third, just like the Oilers were yesterday. Carolina ties it. New Jersey wins 3-2 in double overtime. Game 5 of that series. New Jersey has a 3-0 lead 10 minutes into the game. 10 minutes into the game. Devils are up 3-0. Carolina scores 3 goals in the first 6 minutes of the second period. Game's 4-4 after 2. Carolina wins in double overtime. How about this series? You remember this one? Winnipeg, St. Louis, all the way back to the first game of the playoffs. Blues are winning 3-2 after 2 periods in Winnipeg, playing very well, if you remember. Jets tie it. Kyle Connor, game-winning goal. 1:36 left in the third period. Game 6 of that series. Talking about outbursts, a bunch of goals in a short span of time. St. Louis Blues, 4 goals in a span of 5 minutes and 23 seconds. They win the game 5-2. Game 7 of that series, does anybody remember that? Jets were down 2 goals. They scored with 1:55 left. They scored at 19:57 of the third and won 4-3 in double overtime. Blues gonna blue. Like, do you watch that game and say, well, Blues gonna blue? No, you watch that game and say, holy crap, what a game.
Think you'd have
this is why I watch playoff hockey. St. Louis gonna Louis.
Blues gonna blow.
Oh, there you go. Yes, yeah. There you go. Blues gonna blow.
Blues gotta blow.
Yeah. What else did I write down here? Oh, how about the Dallas Stars? Trailing Colorado 2-0 early in the third period of Game 7. Game 7. Colorado's up 2-0 early in the third. You got to win that game. You got to put that series away. You can't blow it. Well, what happens? Rantanen gets a hat trick. Dallas wins 4-2. On and on I could go. So those were just all from the first. Maybe the second round wasn't quite as dramatic. Dallas, game 3 against Winnipeg, 3 goals in the third period to beat Winnipeg 5. So what I'm saying is these outbursts do happen. These wild swings in momentum or one team doing a lot of damage in a short period of time or rallying, they actually happen fairly often. And that's often how games are decided. Now, I'm not telling you as Oilers fans to not be frustrated, to not want to analyze what went wrong. And we're going to continue to do it on the show today. That's not what I'm telling you. But I do want to tell you, like, don't feel like, well, the Oilers are the only team that blow it. Every other team puts a lead away. The Oilers are the one team that blows lead. Okay, Jay, what series did I not even include on my list? What series did I not even include on my list in terms of comebacks and dramatic swings in third periods?
Well,
yeah, Oilers Kings. Yeah. Oilers Kings. I mean, so as an Oilers fan, did you watch that series and did you go, well, King's going to king? Of course they can't. No, you watched that series and thought, well, yeah, the Oilers came back. But what I'm saying is this happens all the time. This is the nature of playoff hockey. Now, there's only 4 teams left. We're only getting 1 game a day, so maybe it won't happen the rest of this round. Maybe more teams will put away leads. But I just don't want you to feel like, as an Oilers fan, again, I don't want you to feel good about losing, but I don't want you to be moping at your desk or at home all day thinking like, I cheer for the one team in the NHL that blows a third period lead. No, you don't. Like it happened in almost every series. So I know it's not a great feeling, but this is not Oilers gonna Oiler. This is playoffs gonna playoff. This is the beauty of it. This is why we watch, right? This is why you watched the Oilers when they were down in the third period against the Kings, or after whatever. This is why you watch. So Dallas did it to Edmonton last night. Now there are things the Oilers can fix. Of course, the Oilers have to do. Well, they got to kill penalties better or not take penalties, which is going to be the theme of the show today. But this what happened last night is actually not that unusual. For a team to come from behind from a 2-goal deficit, and for B, for a team to score several goals in a short time span, 2 or more. Like I said, St. Louis, 4 goals in 5 minutes and 23 seconds in Game 6 against Winnipeg. Jets gonna jet? No.
So it happens
in the playoffs.
It happens.
Yes.
And is that not, sorry, Oilers fans, but just hear me out. But is that not why you watch Stanley Cup playoffs?
Of course.
Is that not why you watch Wild Card Weekend? And division, Championship Sunday in the NFL? Like, you want that. You want those wild swings and those comebacks.
Well, let's look at it. Let's look at one of the biggest games of the year. And let's face it, it's the biggest game of the year in North America. The Super Bowl. Chiefs
28-3. Reid.
It was a blowout.
No, 28-3.
Oh, that game. Everybody remembers that game. Everybody. We don't even have to say anything more about it. Everybody knows exactly what we're talking about. This year's game. Let's face it. Probably even a lot of people who hate the Chiefs were thinking like, well, God, I hope they at least make a game of it in the second half. I hope at least there's a comeback.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why we watch. That's why people who don't care if it was Edmonton or Dallas last night would have watched that game, to see something like that happen, right? Or to see Dallas come back and then the Oilers come, or whatever would have happened. So,
and in Game 4 of the Vegas series, they had a 2-0 lead after the first period. They stretched it to a 3-0 lead. And they didn't Oiler that one.
No.
Oilers didn't Oiler that night. So it's not going to happen all the time.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Right? They can play with the lead. They can play tight games. It just happened. It was a mistake after mistake after mistake, which put them in a bad position. There's a lot of things they could have done better. There's a lot of blame you could pass around. But at the end of the day, you cannot say that the Oilers did not dominate that game. And I understand 60 minutes of hockey.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying. Yes, 60 minutes of hockey. But for the terms of the Edmonton Oilers, or, talking about them, like, Reid, is that... we were talking about it yesterday, all right? What version of this team shows up? Is it the same team that, dumps and chases and plays that defensive style and smothers you? And boy, oh boy, I text you, 10 minutes into the game and says, looks like they didn't forget how to play that style.
Yep.
That was impressive. There was a lapse and it burnt them. Do you not think this team is mature enough and has the wherewithal and the piss and vinegar to get back and realize? I mean, you could hear from the clips that you've been hearing all day and what you guys talked about last night and the clips on last night's show. They know.
Yeah.
They know they let him off the hook. It's like that. Who is that? Dennis Green?
Denny Green. Yeah.
We let him off the hook. That's what happened. It happens. But that's what you're showing, Reid. It happens. Move on. But it makes tomorrow night's game that much more interesting.
Yeah, isn't it great? I love this time of year. I really do. 780-218-9999 is how you can reach us, texting the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Keep chatting. A lot of good chatter going on with people in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Keep clicking that thumbs up button. Let's everybody jump in there now and get us to 100 by the top of the hour, right? And then we can build towards 200 and word of the day territory.
We surge on.
We surge forward.
Yes.
With the thumbs. Give us a thumb surge.
Ooh.
Like imagine a battalion of thumbs coming over a hill to attack your village. Actually, that's not that pleasant.
What do you mean?
How would they hold their spears?
Yeah. Surge. Thumb.
Right.
Surge.
The thumb surge. We're going to have Luke Gazdic next. So Jay's Play of the Day for Play Alberta will be in the second hour of the show. Of course, Play Alberta, the presenting sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. Gaming made easy, anytime, anywhere with Play Alberta. You've got a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer. Whenever works for you, download the Play Alberta app today and get started with a $100 casino bonus. Just deposit $20 with promo code 100casino. Play smart, play local, and remember to use your game sense. Gazdic coming up.
From Toronto, the Maple Leafs are moving on from Brendan Shanahan as their team president, with Shanahan spending the last 11 seasons in the position. And according to TSN's Chris Johnson, Brad Treliving will remain as Toronto's general manager. Tonight, the Canes and Cats face off in Game 2 of the East Final, Panthers winning the opener 5-2. Meanwhile, Canada was stunned by Denmark, losing 2-1, giving Denmark the lead with 49 seconds left in the game. That means Canada has been kicked out of the Hockey World Championships after finishing the preliminary round with a record of 6 wins and 1 overtime loss. NBA action sees Minnesota and OKC clash for Game 2 of their series, the Thunder striking the T-Wolves 114-88 in Game 1. And the Stingers hit the court in Saskatchewan down 0-2 in the early going of their season. Listen to the entire game right here on EST with all of our audio streams broadcasting the game. Tip-off is at 7:30. In baseball, Toronto fought to a 7-6 victory over the Padres, winning both games of that series. Right now, just one contest is live, having the Athletics up 5-2 on the Angels in the 7th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment. Today, it's Luke Gazdic joining us next on The Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and post-game shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Do you have pets? horses, chickens. Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park, or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Must you click? Click. Thumb. Must you click? Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, the Thumb Click remix is put together by our own Zachary Kubish. Reminding you to click that thumbs up on YouTube. We're less than 30 away from 100, so let's get there quickly, and then we'll build toward Word of the Day territory and toward another 200 thumb show. I've been doing good Word of the Day, haven't I? Did I spell both correct yesterday? Both correctly?
Yeah,
I did.
What was it? 2.25 out of 4 yesterday.
Yeah, it was the one definition I didn't get entirely correct.
That's right.
Well, that's all right.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad for a sports radio host. All right. We have Cody Fajardo coming up later, as well as we'll talk a little bit about the Edmonton Elks. They have a preseason game. We'll have comments from Knobloch, comments from McDavid, comments from Nugent Hopkins, comments from who else spoke today? Brown and Perry. A lot on the penalty kill, a lot on blowing that lead last night and how the Oilers recover from that, which is something they are used to recovering from, losing the first game of a series. All right, double dose of Luke Gazdic today on Edmonton Sports Talk because I screwed up, everybody, and I booked him on a week that I wasn't supposed to, but he's doing both shows. Luke, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Good, fellas. I apologize. You guys can't see my face right now. I don't know what's going on over here at the hotel in Dallas, but Wi-Fi is not giving us any luck here, boys. But good to talk to you guys, and happy to do double duty today.
Yeah, well, I heard they're just getting the internet in Texas, so just getting the connections. I'm just joking because we have a
very too loud.
Yeah, we have
that too loud.
Yeah, we have a very nice Dallas Stars fan in our chat today, so hopefully he doesn't mind that I made a little joke about the state of Texas.
Honestly, everybody's been super friendly down here, man. Getting the Texas hellos from a lot of people. I got drafted back here in 2007. I think I've told you guys this before. Me and Jamie Benn went back-to-back rounds, 5th and 6th in 2007, but never got the chance to play or went to multiple training camps and even like rink attendance. I didn't even play for this team, and I'm like walking in and rink attendants are like, "Great to see you again, Luke." And I'm like, "Yes, Texas, hello." So they are. It's been a good welcome down here, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Well, you're a very personable guy, so you're easy to remember, and people want to talk to you. And then I apologize to our YouTube viewers who don't get to see your amazing looks today. Let's.
Oh, it's just it's an unclean hotel room. I didn't need. You guys didn't need to see this anyway.
All right. Let's dive in. We know the PK failed. So from your eye, because we saw them change stuff up against Vegas and kind of try to, squeeze Eichel down into the corner and take away his passing lanes. What do they now have to change against the Dallas Stars?
If you want to get technical here, obviously you've heard about this top down. If you ever watch Kevin BX on Sportsnet, he loves to talk about the PK system that they run. It's called a top down or a trap down. And you take the wingers and you flex from the inside out. Everything runs from the inside out. You try to flush up and over. So perfect example is the Heiskanen goal. Connor Brown's pushing up inside out. You want to be able to push him down the wall, probably put it in the hands of the guy on the half wall, have an aggressive D and aggressive stick, try to force a turnover on the wall, and then you're sending the other top winger to go. That's how they got chances in the first. They forced at the line, 3 right behind the line. They forced a turnover. The offside forward is just going. They got 3 looks on that in the first period. Like they had that one Dallas power play. I think Nuge had one, Hyman had one, Brown had the 2-on-1. So they're buzzing. Then the entries get way too easy. And with the way they play with this trap down, as soon as you let a good power play get set up like that, they're going to take the looks that you give them. So if they're playing a trap down and you're going to give Miro Heiskanen a lane to the net, he's going to take that shot every time. Same thing with the Granlund on the wall. So if the forward's flushing inside out, no one's coming straight up at Granlund. Nurse is coming up to take away the far side of the net. Skinner has the short side of the net. So you're trusting Stu to make that short side save every time. Like they're willing to give up that shot from the outside because they're trusting that Stu will stop it. Granted, it's an incredible shot, but with the way they play, you're going to give up some grade A's like that. And to me, it was really interesting talking to Sam Steele yesterday, who's a former teammate of mine, about their PK and how freaking good it's been all year. It's over 85% for the entire year. It hadn't dipped below since day one, and they're 3rd in the NHL right now. And he said it's not just the way we're prepared and the details we know about the opposing power plays. It's the adjustments that our coaches make in game. So the adjustments they made, whether it was, whether it's on the first or third, like they adjust. And that's what I want to see if Knobloch does. And if Mark Stewart next game, like it's not working, right? So are they going to make some sort of adjustment, whether it's personnel? Are they going to mix it up in zone? Like I'm genuinely even interested and will be watching intently on that.
All right, I'm going to read you a message I got from somebody earlier today. I won't say who, but it is a former NHLer. I mean, I know a few over the years, so I don't know if that's really going to help anybody figure it out. He said, Reid, I don't know why they have not adapted. Go back to the old school box. And I also wonder how many of our listeners, our audience members might have been saying, like when I was a kid, we just played the box. What's wrong with just playing the box?
Well, look at the Dallas Stars, man. They play kind of a box diamond hybrid that kind of shifts depending on the looks they get. And their huge thing is we're going to force shots. We're going to block a lot of shots. They're number 3 in the NHL in blocks. We're going to take away lanes, and we're going to win races to pucks. And that's exactly what they do. They win a ton of draws in zone. But it's way more simplified, and it's way more aggressive in zone. And listen, like that, it works for some teams and it doesn't. So this system that Edmonton played worked incredibly well for them in the playoffs last year. You guys remember, especially in this Dallas series, Dallas going 0 for 14 on the power play. Yeah. Pete DeBoer got to the mic yesterday. He was the very first avail. And the very first question was like, what's different than last year? Like, what's the difference in mentality or approach? And the very first thing out of his mouth is don't go 0 for 14 on the power play. So like they had a goal coming in. Like they were like, I can guarantee you that number 1 power play unit, as many reps as they could get from series to series, although it wasn't, an incredibly long time, like they got some reps in. So I'm with you, man. Like I see a team and a coach that wants to do the same system, which is fine. But if it's not working or it's stale, you're going to have to adapt and adjust. So I'm going to have my eyes on it for sure.
Former Oiler and current Sportsnet analyst Luke Gazdic joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I mean, obviously, coming out of last night's game, a lot of the focus is on the penalty kill, and rightfully so. But what about the Oilers' power play? I mean, the one goal they got on the power play last night was what I would say would be a gift. I mean, I get it. There's bounces, there's things happen, but that was the one goal that they got on their power play from Nuge. And since the start of the Vegas series, the power play is at 14.3%. I know the general sentiment is that it'll figure itself out and it'll start coming and it'll open up and the floodgates will open. But, what is your opinion on the current state of the Oilers' power play?
I don't want to say, oh man, I was about to say it's in shambles, but it's not. It's not it's down, but it's not out. I will tell you, I saw it live yesterday in person. The They are getting the looks, but it is as down as it has been, Jay. They were 1 for 11 in the Vegas series. They had two opportunities to put this thing away yesterday. Marchment took a tripping penalty in the second. Harley took, I think it was interference on Janmark. And they had two opportunities in the second to put it away. And it was unbelievable in the building in the second period where I can still barely hear. I have double earpieces in that have sound because it's just the sights and sounds. There's just so much happening, but I would need to pick up the microphone to talk to Dave for him to be able to hear. And I 2 or 3 times said to him, "Man, is it quiet in here? Man, it's dead." I looked over and said one time, and I just figure if you can capitalize on even one of those two opportunities in the second, you'd hope I could say game over. I know it's 3-1 going to the third, but you'd hope it would say game over by then. I think a huge onus is on them. And I will say that there was a power play opportunity in the third period. I'm not throwing Connor on the bus here, but Connor was visibly, I don't know if they showed this on TV, but he was visibly upset. Didn't get the puck in one spot, did a huge kind of circle, not a huge circle around, but kind of out of the puck where the zone was, and then comes back in. He was calling for it, and he didn't get it again, and they blew it down, and he kind of threw his arms up in the air a little bit. It was the first visual frustration that I'd seen from those guys. They're usually pretty well kept. Either now and then, Draisaitl slam a stick or whatever. But it was the first time I see Connor shrug his shoulders and look back and be what was that kind of thing, or where was I, So that's maybe a little bit of a concern for me, but I think at the end of the day, fans don't want to hear this, people don't want to hear this, but they will figure it out. They're good enough hockey players, and numbers and averages will just continue to go up. It will get better.
Luke Gazdic joining us on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. He is in Dallas. You saw him last night on the broadcast on with David Amber. So the one thing that has been talked about this week, and our colleague Sean Bell, who Luke, he's on with us every Tuesday, and I said, okay, I know the obvious answer, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. He said, who's the most dangerous player for Dallas? And he said, okay, Reid, I know what you're getting at. Dangerous is Rantanen, but that's not who I'm going to talk about. The most important player is Heiskanen if he continues to get back to form.
I thought you were going to have I thought I was going to say the same answer. Because I will disagree with you. Esa Lindell is an absolute horse back there. And for some, I don't want to say for some reason, because obviously he's an extremely good player, plays McDavid very well. Incredible gaps with him, incredible sticks with him, is not giving him any room out there. He is the number one guy in the number one pair that'll be up against the top units and the top guys. And from last year's series and this year's series, he is a problem back there. I guess the only glass half empty of his game is he doesn't have a ton of offensive side to him. I guess he scores the empty net goal last night, but that's where the threat is with Heiskanen, is that he's a dual threat. I used to play against guys like that where you forecheck them, you finish a hit, you turn around and he is 40 feet up the ice past you. I was speaking to Adam Henrique yesterday. He mentioned him specifically in the room. I was asking about how good they are off the rush, and I'm like, man, they're just quick transitions, send a winger to speed. He goes, yeah, and we have to hustle hard back because it's always Harley and Heiskanen as that fourth layer, or that second layer, fourth guy that's always jumping up in the rush. So Heiskanen has that offensive side, but when I've seen from this Esa Lindell, he is masterclass defensive defenseman.
Luke, our off-topic topic today for William Huff was the most annoying fan chant, sound, etc. that you've heard at a professional sporting event, and obviously the Dallas Stars chant that and unfortunately Oilers fans had to hear a little too much of last night. It came up. Is it as annoying as it sounds on TV, or is it actually kind of neat to be there in person hearing that? Because you alluded to how loud it is there, but what's your take on that?
I don't know. It's kind of hype. It was actually written by Arlington-based band Pantera. So Pantera are huge Dallas Stars fans. They wrote that song. Like, that is them performing that Dallas Stars song. So if you're a Pantera fan, or like I don't even know what that genre is called, heavy punk metal,
maybe metal,
whatever it is. You might like it. It's okay for me. For me, it's almost nostalgic. I think I'm a tough guy to ask that, because this is the first place I got drafted, first NHL preseason games, and I have a lot of fond memories here and hearing that song. So I don't quite get annoyed by it. I just love good crowds, man. I have a lot of time for good fans and good crowds, and these people love that song. You guys ever seen were you speaking of traditions and stuff, like traditions and songs?
Was there a chant like in a arena even you played in or now go to as a broadcaster?
Do you guys know about the Wolf in Sudbury? You guys ever seen the Wolf that goes across the arena in Sudbury after they score?
No.
In the OHL?
Do tell.
Oh, they got to look that up then. It's been there since the 70s. They have a wolf that's on like a pulley that goes, it howls and it goes across the top of the arena after they score. Still there to the day, Sudbury Arena in the OHL. You got to look it up. It's unbelievable. It's either really annoying if you're there, or I guess if you're a part of the Sudbury community, it is like one of the coolest historical, unique things about their building there.
I'd be more impressed if they had a real wolf that ran a lap around the concourse whenever they scored.
It's definitely not a real wolf.
Musical chairs with the real wolf.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's some fake plastic wolf.
Luke, great insight as always. Thanks for joining us twice on EST. I have no idea what show you're going to be on next week. I may have to negotiate with Dustin to see how we're going to break it down. But we love having you. Enjoy Game 2 tomorrow. Hopefully it's a better result for the Oil.
Well, I'm invoicing you guys twice, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
Yes, thank you guys. You guys rock. Take care. Talk to you soon.
Right on. Luke Gazdic, former Oiler, former member of the Stars organization, and a great contributor here on EST. Checking in. I love how he looks at things. I mean, good description on the PK and on the power play, which, as he said, and I often say it, they'll probably figure it out, hopefully, and get a big goal along the way. I want to talk more about that, too. But a good... I'm glad he brought up Lindell, because maybe that's an overlooked player on the team.
Sure.
Because Heiskanen and Harley they can defend and move the puck, but like Lindell is kind of like, I don't know, I'll throw this out. Like, is he their Forsling? I'll ask, Forsling for Florida last year. It's like, oh yeah, this guy just shuts down everything. Like, is in Lindell, he probably skates better than Forsling, but maybe isn't quite as physical, but they're both pretty good, right? Just reliable defenders. So, but you made a great point, Jay, about the Oilers' power play goal. Of course, it's a power play goal. Of course, they got the puck into a dangerous area of the ice and Nuge finished, but it wasn't off a traditional setup. I mean, it was a semi-broken play, because that puck into the middle wasn't intended for Nuge, and it got knocked off somebody and goes to him. So you got to finish. You got to score however it is. But when they needed a power play, and let's look at a couple things here. The Oilers are up 3-1 in the second period, and Harley takes a penalty. Could have gone up 4-1, didn't score. The Oilers are down 4-3 in the third. Okay, not great, but there's still a lot of time left, and Bischel takes the penalty at 9:54 the third, basically halfway through. Like, did they threaten on that power play? So they could have responded with a power play goal of their own, and it would have been 4-4 with 9 minutes left. And you'd say, okay, they have 3 power play goals. We have 2. It's kind of been a lot of power play goals in this game. And you've scored that big goal to get yourself back even. And the Oilers didn't capitalize on that. And again, did they get momentum out of that? Probably not.
No, it actually might have gained momentum for Dallas.
Yeah.
The opposite, because they just manhandled that power play. But it is a good point in the nasty chat. Mex Bezzozu says, wasn't that Lindell that got walked by McDavid in the first? Like, what a...
I mean, great play, great rush by McDavid. But Lindell still is good.
Very good.
But
just the greatness of McDavid was put on display there.
Yeah.
That was... and I really wanted that to go in.
Yeah, great play. All right. We're going to get to some Oilers comments here. We're going to talk a little bit about something I said on last night's Oil Stream postgame show. Jay has his play of the day. Remember to keep giving us the thumbs up on YouTube. A little slower with the thumbs today. The audience is there. Maybe just their thumbs are a little wilted from last night. That's okay. Give us the thumbs up. You'll feel better about yourself. We love you. Let's drive that number up. 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
As great as the players on the Dallas Stars are, and their star ends, Heiskanen and Rantanen, and Rupi Hintz to me is one of the most underrated centers in the entire league. McDavid in particular, but and Draisaitl to me are still on another plateau above those guys. This is an opportunity to get the Oilers at a nice plus number because I think you got to look at that game and realize that it is right there for the taking.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL, Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to close, head to the Banquet and dive into Banquet burgers, sushi tacos, nachos, and more. Late night bites, big flavors, and epic deals. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL, Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
From Carolina, the Canes look to tie their series against the Panthers, with Florida taking that first game by a score of 5-2. Puck drop for that one is at 6. And in Toronto, the Leafs have decided to part ways with team president Brendan Shanahan after 11 seasons. Over that time, Toronto made the second round just twice. Staying in Toronto, TSN's Chris Johnston has reported that the team will keep Brad Treliving as the Leafs general manager. And meanwhile, Canada's time at the Hockey World Championship is done after Nick Olsen from Denmark scored the game-winning goal with just 49 seconds left in the third period to take a 2-1 victory. Basketball sees OKC hosting Minnesota for Game 2 of the East. Final Thunder leading the series 1-0. And from Saskatchewan, the Stingers tip off against the Rattlers at 7:30. Catch the game right here on EST with all of our audio streams carrying entire game. And the Jays battled to a 7-6 win against the Padres in the 11th inning earlier today. Toronto and Tampa go tomorrow. Right now, the Angels have stormed back against the Athletics with 5 straight runs to make it 7-5 in the top of the 8th inning. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Did we lose to Denmark, Coop?
That we did. Unfortunately.
Canada lost to Denmark at the Worlds. Boy, oh boy. When the NHL team in your city is still going in the Stanley Cup playoffs, at least for me, I am like, what's Worlds? What? Oh, yeah, Worlds. So we're out. Was this a quarterfinal?
It was a quarterfinal.
What else happened today?
The United States beat Finland 5-2. Sweden beat Czechia.
Okay. And Switzerland beat Austria. I'm just seeing the scores now. Swi beat Ott. Finn.
I believe it's
lose to USA.
I believe it's Oat.
The USA.
All right. Well, what are you going to do? Worlds are fun to watch. It's kind of, if they're in Europe, it can be fun daytime viewing, I guess, but we don't even usually have it on here. We got Tecmo. We got our Tecmo League going. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. That is using the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. Great deal there. Before we get to the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, the off-topic topic for William Huff is, what is the most annoying fan chant or arena noise that you can think of?
Well, there's been some good ones that have come in on the River Creek Resort and Casino inbox at 780-218-9999. Dirty Curdy says definitely Vegas, the cheesy slot machine sound that they play. You know, it's like almost like a player up sound.
Do they play that when they kill off a penalty?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
It is terrible. I agree more. Dr. John says when the Habs fans start singing ole, ole, ole in the last 5 minutes of the game, even though they're not winning. Tony says, I hate the Oilers horn after a goal. It's long and annoying.
It does go on for a long. I remember when I worked for the, here's a little story for you. When I worked for the Edmonton Drillers, briefly, this was the 99-2000, what was the league called? It might have been the North American Soccer League, but the indoor version. So
NAISL.
Yes, right. Maybe that's what it was. So I was there from November of 99 until March of 2000, and then I got the job in Lloyd. So it was at Rexall Place or Skyreach Center, whatever it was called at the time. And there was a limit to how long the Drillers could play the goal horn after one of their goals. Because the Oilers they were the only team that could use it for the full 8 seconds.
Get out of here.
Like the Drillers could only use it for 3 or 5 after each goal. No, I'm serious. It was like actually something the Drillers were, at least this was the story I got.
That is a load of crap.
And I know that they weren't allowed to play it for as long.
Oh my gosh. They probably charged the poor team per horn usage.
Well, the Drillers wouldn't be able to afford it.
No.
I can tell you that. They folded a few months after I left.
Adam in Quebec City says the chant I find the most annoying is "Ref, you suck." I would prefer to hear something original like "I'm blind, I'm deaf, I want to be a ref."
Yeah.
Wow.
They should have like a polite chant. Excuse me, ref. Why did you call it? Excuse me, ref. Please explain. Something like that.
And we've had 2 people say this, Rob from the Grove and Andrea. Andrea from Calgary says, driving home with my husband, and his most annoying stadium sound is the vuvuzelas of the World Cup in South Africa in 2010.
I remember when that started, everybody was, what is going on?
Right.
What is that sound? Was that 2010 or 06?
She said 2010.
Yeah, probably right. All right, keep those coming. Those are fun. We do little things like this with the off-topic topic. Your most annoying arena chant or in-game noise that you might notice or hear on TV, or maybe you've been to one of these arenas. All right, 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We also have, this will be good, the Oil Understood, as always, presented by the fine folks at GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel! Understood. Okay. So, media availability for the Oilers today. You had Knobloch, you had you had Knobloch, you had Brown, you had Perry, you had Nugent Hopkins and McDavid. A lot of them were asked about the penalty kill. I didn't cut every single clip on it, but a few of them obviously were relevant. Well, here's the head coach, Chris Knobloch, on the PK.
Our staff, we talk about the penalty kill or any system quite a bit, and we are always trying to make adjustments. And I think through the first 2 rounds, we've done a pretty good job of making adjustments that are needed against whether it was LA's power play, which was very good. Vegas had an exceptional power play all season long, and I think as the series went on, in both those series, it got better. And I think it's important for us to make adjustments, which we will be making some adjustments. But also, that being said, I think we spent 40-odd seconds in the defensive zone, and that led to 3 goals against. So, sometimes there's the luck factor, and sometimes it's just breakdowns or whatever it is. But for the 4 kills that we had and the amount of time that we spent in the defensive zone, I'm going to say that we're close, but there are things that could be just a little bit sharper.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, as I always say, I expect the games to be close. So sometimes just being a little bit sharper it can be the difference. He's not going to outline the X's and O's, but they're going to have to do something to limit it. I thought this was an interesting question. I think Rashog asked it. Corey Perry, who was mocking the kid at the end of the game, the Bishop kid, right, with the turtle stuff. So Rashog basically said you don't have a very good PK. Does that take away your edge in the game? Does that mean you have to play a little less aggressive because you can't kill a penalty?
Well, I don't think it's been our edge that's taken penalties. We talked this morning. There's been a lot of stick penalties that we've taken, and if you cut those back, you cut down on what these guys do, going out and killing the penalties, and you could probably have a better number on the PK because these guys are getting overworked because of our penalties, and but at the same time, you still have to play on the edge. You still have to play hockey. You still have to do what the Oilers do, and that's our game.
But I think that's a good point. The penalties that cost them last night were not, I took an extra step body checking a guy and took a charging penalty. They were not, we were in the scrum and I delivered an extra punch, and now we can't intimidate. Now we can't body check. No, Perry, don't have to hit a guy like that in front of the other team's net. Vander Kane, don't have to get your stick up there around Duchesne's face or whatever. So I thought a good question by Rashog, but also a good question by Perry. He's like, we're not taking penalties because of an overabundance of aggression. We're taking penalties that are quite frankly easily eliminated. Don't put your stick in that position. Don't hit a guy in front of the other team's net up high, when you're trying to clear space for yourself.
Yeah. You'd almost have them take, wish they were taking penalties because they're going a little bit over the edge, a little too aggressive, rather than ticky-tack penalties that aren't necessary.
Connor McDavid on blowing the lead last night.
So, we've been good with leads for the most part all year. So it's not a trend. It's not a trait or anything like that. It's just, we'll call it a one-off. Stick penalties that are avoidable. Some weak ones too. I didn't necessarily believe that all of them were maybe penalties, but that's the game, and so ultimately we got to find a way to get a kill in one of those, two of those, whatever, just to give ourselves a chance. So ultimately there's a lot of positives that come out of last night. Would love to find a way to turn that into a win. We didn't. We move on, and we'll be ready for game 2.
All right, that's a little bit from Connor McDavid. Matt where is this one coming? No, I lost it. It was a really good one. Oh, Rip City Step. This is a great post in the Nasty Chat because somebody said, why chant ref you suck? You're just further angering them, possibly. Rip City Step says you should chant, you'll get it right next time, would be more encouraging to chant at the refs.
That would be good.
That would be funny. Hey, you'll get the next one, Stripes. that was pretty good. Les Sweet says, did Reid and Jay coordinate their shirts to both have a logo in a box? If you have us on Nasty Chat, if you have us on YouTube, I should say, and keep hitting the thumbs up, by the way. It is a pleasure delaying group of thumb clickers today. I have an EST shirt, black with yellow, EST in a yellow box. You have your orange Crush shirt.
Yes.
I almost wore my pink Def Leppard shirt today.
That would have been amazing.
You could have had you in the bright orange and me in the bright pink.
Now that would have been
for people viewing. That would have been something.
We should start coordinating more often.
Well, we could do that.
We could.
We'll leave it at that. We could do a lot of things. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the Oilers 5v5 play.
I think we did a good job of putting pressure on their D and making sure as forwards we were coming back hard and limiting their time and space to the neutral zone, and our D-men were standing up well. So playing our fast-paced game, and we were a fast team, and we can use that to our advantage offensively, but I think even more importantly defensively. So it's something that we're going to keep harping on is having everybody come back hard and using our speed.
Well, look, for the first two periods of that game, the Oilers looked faster and stronger than the Dallas Stars. Now, I also thought this is probably not Dallas's best. They were not skating. They were not moving their feet. They were not getting to pucks. So clearly, I think that's going to be a focus for them. I mean, look, we got to, of course, we talk about most things from an Oilers perspective. Peter DeBoer is not sitting there with his staff and thinking like, well, we got the formula. Of course, they know they have a good power play. But he's not, as much as, we are saying, well, the Oilers probably aren't going to go 25% on the PK. DeBoer's thinking like, okay, we can't rely on going 75% on our power play. We can't fall behind and kind of get boxed out of the game for 40 minutes. So I'm curious to see how Dallas adjusts, what things they might try to do differently tomorrow. Chris Knobloch, Oilers head coach, on adjustments that the Oilers might need after game one.
I think there was a lot of positives. So I don't think that we're going to change our game plan. I don't think we need to alter things a lot. There are things that we can get better at. And, one is we know Dallas is a very good team. A couple areas where they're dangerous and they're on the rush. They score a lot of goals off the rush. So we need to make sure that we're not putting them in a position to have success there. And the other position they're really good in is the power play. Their power play has been really good, especially the second half of the regular season and into the playoffs. And they've really capitalized on that. And obviously the big story last night was the power play goals that they scored in the third period. So we need to try and eliminate those two things.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's going to be... I mean, here's the thing. If the Oilers kill off two of those three penalties, they're up 3-2 with 14 minutes left or whatever. I mean, is it a sure thing you win the game? But your chances of winning the game increase drastically. And he's right. I know after a loss, maybe you don't want to hear your coach say that, but I don't think the Oilers have to overhaul their game plan.
No.
And quite frankly, at this time of year, I don't think there's overhauling of game plans. I think there's tweaks and adjustments based on your opponent. EMG says, how off their game do you think Dallas was? Were they playing it? I mean, that's hard to say because I do think the Oilers were doing things that were preventing Dallas from getting to their game as well. So I don't know. I can't put a percentage on that. I think Dallas can be better. I don't know if they were at 40%, 50%, 80%, but I think that Dallas can be better. This is a real good one here, Jay. Where is it now? From Scott in the Nasty Chat. Speaking about the most annoying noise or fan chant at a sporting event. He says, how do we feel about making noise when your offense is on the field? At an Elks game, people get excited and make noise, but that is seriously looked down upon in NFL stadiums. Offense at work. And you even see in the background in some stadiums, they'll put up quiet, please, offense at work. And that, as a longtime Elks season ticket holder, that does bother me. Like, or when it's like a third and goal from the 1 and the crowd gets up and starts like yelling and the players in the huddle are going like waving down and fans misinterpret it as their arms going up instead of down. It's like, shut up. Cheer when the touchdown is scored or when they're driving a ball. Okay. Ford scrambles for 20 yards. Give them a cheer. Absolutely. But then once they're back in the huddle, shut up. I'm serious. I know shut up's kind of a rude term, but seriously, you have to know when to cheer at a football game. And I do think we have a lot of knowledgeable fans here, obviously in Edmonton, but not all of them. Because a lot of people cheer when they that would be my number one. I'm going to go with Scott. Thank you for suggesting that. That is my number one annoying fan noise is when the fans of the home team on offense make noise to distract their own offense. Cheer when the other team is in the huddle. Cheer on your defense or just make random noises or yell hot, hot, hot over and over again. Can you imagine if like the Elks had 30,000 people at a game and who's another quarterback? Bo Levi. He still plays, doesn't he?
Boveralls.
The Boveralls. He's coming out of the huddle to snap the ball and 30,000 people just randomly yell hot over and over again.
I don't know how many. I don't know. I honestly don't know how many quarterbacks say hot anymore.
What do they say now?
A lot of it is ready go.
Oh, is it just ready go now?
Some say hot. Some say
does anybody still say hike?
I don't think
hike
hike.
it to you.
No, I think hike left.
So now they say ready go?
Yeah, like ready. They'll move the. They normally the motion.
But sometimes will they say it on the second go? Or
a lot of it's silent too.
Well, good point.
A lot of it's silent when the quarterback raises his leg and the guard taps the center's ass.
Oh, that especially
right?
for a road team. Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's one of the things I love about football.
Yeah, I love football. The football game in 2 days.
Yeah, and we're gonna have Elks quarterback. I'll ask him that. What do you yell when you want the ball snapped? Hike, hot, go, Omaha.
Yeah, we should get him to take us through his cadence.
Matt Hyman in the Nasty. Has anyone discussed how it will be Reid's fault if the Oilers lose because of shaving mid-playoffs?
You didn't shave your beard off.
I trimmed it down.
I trimmed it
down to the lowest, but I still had a beard.
It was starting to look at me when you were looking the other way.
Yeah, I get a little... I like to... Eventually, I'm just like, okay, it's a little unruly. I'll shave it down.
Yeah. It was unkempt.
But I had what have I had the beard since November, maybe?
Yeah.
Most of my time at EST here now. That could be my fault. Why not? Some people might think it's my fault after something I did last night, which we'll get into when we get back.
Brendan Shanahan is out as the team president of the Maple Leafs, with it being announced that his contract will not be renewed. And he spent the last 11 seasons in the position with the team, only making it to the second round twice. From Carolina, Game 2 of the Panthers-Canes series starts at 6 o'clock. Panthers taking Game 1, and the Canes are looking to snap their 13-game losing streak in the Eastern Conference Final. In the NFL, the 49ers have officially extended Fred Warner to a 3-year, $63 million contract, having nearly $57 million guaranteed. On the court, the T-Wolves and Thunder go at it in Game 2 of the West Final. OKC up 1-0 in that series. Meanwhile, the Stingers hit the court for their third game of their season, looking for their first win as they challenge the Rattlers. Listen to the full game right here on EST with play-by-play of the entire game on all of our audio streams. Tip-off is at 7:30. And MLB action saw the Jays winning 7-6 in extra innings against the Padres. Right now, it's the Angels up 7-5 on the Athletics in the 9th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. More with Reid Wilkins and Jay Milne once we get back. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Wholesat, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
The EST Hangout.
Top Chef is. I say never. Yeah, and they say it's not conflict driven, just great, and that's what I like. It's not about I did the worst because I didn't have salt.
Yeah, it needs more salt.
No, I'm saying they didn't get salt because that could be a thing where it's like you don't get it cooked with salt, even though everything needs salt. They'll go be like
Baking is different.
Salt. You need, and we're going to take that away from you.
Put some meat in there.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Fridays just got a whole lot more fun. Spin the wheel at the banquet for your shot to win big and save on your bill. Spin, win, save. It's that easy. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Halfway point of the show. Hope you're having a great afternoon. Oilers play tomorrow at 6 in Dallas. We will have the Reid Wilkins show with Jason Milne, though you're away tomorrow from 3 to 5. Tom Gazzola will be at, where is he? Hudson's on Bourbon Street in West Edmonton Mall tomorrow. Hernan will be there as well. GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, postgame show after the game, as the Oilers will try to even up the series. If you're on YouTube today, remember to give us that thumbs up, give us that like, give us that click, little thumbs up button. Let's get going. Let's get going here. We got to rally with the thumbs. People were fired up yesterday. Maybe they're a little down today. Maybe they're a little down today after that loss, but let's get going. We next goal for us is to get to 100 and 55, which would be a double word of the day, and then we'll work toward 200, which we've been hitting every day here during the postseason. It is time for Jay's Play of the Day, presented by Play Alberta. Experience all the excitement of the casino in the palm of your hand. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 using the EST exclusive promo code 100casino for a $100 casino bonus.
All right, we're gonna take a break from hockey. We're gonna take a break from the Nuba, and we're gonna go to the Woonuba. We're gonna go to the WNBA, where Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. I got a fever.
How many cowbell noises will there be during the game?
Are taking on the Atlanta Dream. I took the Indiana Fever plus 4.5. It was minus 120. They are the favorite. It was minus 120. The good people over at Play Alberta have boosted that to minus 105. So that's Indiana Fever to win by 5 or more points. On the back of Caitlin Clark, the most electric player in the WNBA, I'd say.
Right.
Head on over to playalberta.ca. Go to EST Specials if you want to ride with Jay's Play of the Day. You can go ahead and click it right there. There's also the early bird bet, which, as we noted earlier, is the Oilers to win the series. That was boosted to plus 165. You will not find that anywhere else. Dusty's Play of the Day, he's going with the old man, Brad Marchand. 1+ points.
Oh, nice.
That's at plus 115. You might want to do that. Let's see what they got cooking over at the Grand EST, Grand Est of parlays. 6+ goals in Panthers Hurricanes game. Mariners 4+ team runs. And Allen 1+ hits. That's boosted to plus 425. They've been good on baseball.
Yeah.
So need the over in the NHL game. And if you haven't yet, deposit $20 or more for a $100 free bet on sports, usable for new and existing players. Use the promo code 100sports and you'll get a $100 free bet on sports. Maybe you can use that on your back. Jay's Play of the Day and Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
All right. Great stuff.
Great
Jay's,
stuff.
Jay's Play of the Day. Limericks, of course, you can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. Jeff in YYZ. Third period could not stop a shot. Defense smelled like a Texas feedlot. Oilers don't dilly-daddle. Game 2 back in the saddle. A series split. It's time to get got. Pretty good from Jeff in YYZ. Other limericks we'll get to later. But you understand you got an email that I did not get. So what's going on with this here?
Okay, so I don't know how many of you watched the post-game show last night, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. There is a segment on there where our dearest Reid Wilkins appears on. It's Reid's Reid for the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf and Country Club, or Golf and Curling Club. And Reid sounded off. Okay? So I'm going to read this email that came in, and then I've got the clip ready. So for those of you who didn't see it, can view it in all its glory, and then Reid can comment on it. This says, "Hi Jay, I would like to thank Mr. Reid Wilkins. I would have sent this to him, but he is too humble, and I wanted others to know. After the Oilers let that game get away, my first thought was, oh God, now the nasty chat will be all over Skinner, and I don't even want to tune in to the panic over one loss. I've been listening to sports radio for 40 years, and the first time I've ever thought about not listening to the show. Then, this is all caps locked, One-Eyed Wilkie goes ballistic on the post-game show. Calling out the ridiculousness was needed as it was getting too much. Wilkins calling on the pipsqueak is an esty of an all-time moment. It was needed for sanity of all. Wilkins is taking care of us, so thank you, Mr. Reid Wilkins. And thank you, Jay, for the great work." That came in from Lingus99.
That's very kind.
So, Coob, why don't you go ahead and roll this so we can see what we're talking about.
Randy, think before you text.
Well, Randy likes to...
1 year at EST, 11 years doing postgame on Ched. I was always very fair. Always very fair. Jay and I on our show have pointed out several times, going back to the first series, Corey Perry got away with a trip that ruined a Kings 3-on-1. You know, like I talk about I used to get threatening text messages at Ched because I would go to the rule book and explain why an Oiler player got a penalty. But oh no, I'm an Edmonton broadcaster and I should always stick up for the Oilers. That's the argument I would get from people sometimes. So now, okay, I make an offhand remark about Duchesne throwing his head back. He did. It was still a high stick.
If you don't throw your head back, you're
Randy,
what are you doing?
Said it was a high stick.
It hit you in the face. Throw your head back. That's how they know to call it.
Everybody's gonna do that.
Randy's angry and he's taking out whatever he can on whoever. And right now it's easy for us to take it out. But I would include you guys. But for me especially to say that I only go after the refs. I mean, for Christ's sake, have you ever listened to Stoff? Like, give your head a shake, Randy.
Stoff is full of meltdown in the first period on refs.
Have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
you little pimp squeak wimp.
Clip it.
Reid Wilkins is on fire tonight. I love it.
Well, first thing is that Dustin Nielsen apparently has never heard the term pipsqueak before because he kept saying pimp squeak, which I think was a 1970s movie. All right, so you play what would you like me to say further? I think I said it all.
I mean, we didn't read the text that came in.
No, the guy said, who I think is a regular troll, and I think who doesn't like Tom specifically, said that why do you guys never act like the Oilers might be the beneficiary of a bad call? Like, why do you only point out how the refs are against the Oilers? Which I pointed out is that that's why I said think before you text. Like, it's not what's happening. You and I have talked about the reffing from a wide view of all series and how it's affected all teams. So that's why I responded that way. Because look, that guy is a troll. I mean, he doesn't have anything productive to offer. And it's not about being critical, or you can be critical of me. You can disagree with me. Absolutely. But if you want to attack my credibility with something that is clearly incorrect, I will respond. Like I've been saying, you want to throw an elbow, you might get an elbow back.
How often have you, or how many times have you went off the top rope on a listener?
Very rarely.
I would have thought that.
Yes.
And listen, were you freaking out, Reid? Did you lose control?
No, I was fine. I knew exactly what I was doing, everybody. I knew exactly what I was saying.
Now, pipsqueak. Is that, do you use that in your day-to-day? I've never heard
No, I don't. I don't know where that I'm not sure where that came from. Yeah.
The pipsqueak was the one I think that caught everybody off guard.
Yeah, including myself.
Because that was just a term that you just don't hear that often. I thought it was glorious.
No,
well
it's kind of a bit of a throwback term. So I'm kind of good. I'm kind of glad I put it out there again.
Pipsqueak. Did this person respond in the chat after that?
I think Tom said that person texted back, but I don't know what was said. And I really don't care. I mean, I like interacting with people. I definitely like interacting with people, and I like talking with people. And again, I don't even mind being disagreed with, and then part of this job is dealing with people's frustration.
Absolutely.
After a game, they can't call Chris Knobloch, they can't call Stan Bowman, they can't call Daryl Cates. So, we get that venom. But Randy wasn't even like specifically talking about anything in the game. He just thought, I'm going to call Reid a dishonest broadcaster. That's basically what he was doing. Okay, well, you're going to take a cheap shot? That's like a player. I'm going to cross-check a guy in a scrum. Like when he doesn't expect it, or maybe he's engaged with another player, I'm going to cross-check him in the back. Well, then don't be surprised if that player turns around and drops his gloves and beats the tar out of you. Like, sorry, like that's what happens. I'm happy to deal with people's frustration. I'm happy to be an emotional guide for people. We offer people spiritual comfort sometimes. We try to uplift people. We try to listen to people. But I'm not a punching bag for people's anger about other things. So I'm just going to take it out on Reid. Sorry, guys, it doesn't work that way.
Well, and especially when, as you alluded to in that clip, you and I have gone out of our way to say, like that Arvidsson penalty against Vegas.
That was a penalty.
That was a penalty.
Helped the Oilers win the game that it wasn't called. Absolutely.
And wasn't it the same game or another game that, you said Corey Perry.
Well, that was like game 1 against LA.
Blatantly tripped someone that withheld a 3-on-1.
Yes.
Right? We'll call it as you see it. We're not paid by the Edmonton Oilers. I can assure you of that. So we will be as critical of them as any, but I just thought it was brilliant. I thought it was nice. Because you can only take so much, especially if it's something as blatantly obvious as that. You are actually the lover of refs in this building. I can't stand most of them, but you actually have taken their side quite a bit.
Well, I try to understand
and call
the rules.
A spade.
Yes.
I mean, the high stick, Evander Kane's high stick, right?
So it's a penalty.
Just don't put your stick in that area.
Did I? Yeah. Did I also think Duchesne probably dressed it up a little bit? Sure, but it was a penalty. But I'm just telling you what I see on the play, right? So, but I don't have. Here's the thing. I don't know if this Randy guy listens to our show. He might just do the post game show. But there's a point with some people where I'm like, okay, I get it. All you're trying to do is annoy us by saying basically the same thing over and over again. So I don't have a lot of time for that. Usually that will get ignored, right? But sometimes you might get the old Wilkie elbow. Sorry, everybody. What's interesting though is the people who are the biggest bullies and who try to antagonize are then the most offended if you slap back at them. Oh, I can't believe that Reid said that. He's a professional broadcaster, and he's telling me off. All I did was send him 200 texts telling him that I hate him and he has no credibility and that I think he should be fired. That's all I did. Okay, buddy. Sorry. Not sorry.
It happens.
Yeah. That's all.
Well, you're the people's champ, Reid.
Well, I don't know about that, but thanks.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
But if some people are like, "Hey, Reid, thanks for telling that guy off," then good.
Well, like you said earlier on the show too. A lot of people are involved in the chat. A lot of people text in.
Which is great.
But the majority of people, by far, do not say anything. They're just here to listen. They're just here to consume. Hear our takes. They may disagree silently, but the large majority doesn't say anything. Right?
Which is also fine. Which is also fine.
That's why you're my hero. So thank you on behalf of everyone.
All right. Thanks, buddy. We, of course, are coming to you from the Banquet Studio. Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Amazing drinks, great vibes, and unforgettable memories. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting features a dramatic shot when we get back.
In Toronto, the Maple Leafs are moving on from team president Brendan Shanahan after 11 seasons, with the team announcing that his contract will not be renewed. On tap, it's Canes and Cats in Game 2 of the East Final. Florida taking the opener 5-2. Puck drop is at 6. In the association, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder look to take a 2-0 lead over the Timberwolves. Tip-off for that one is at 6:30. And from Saskatchewan, the 0-2 Stingers battle the Rattlers to find their first win of the season. Listen to the entire game on any of EST's audio streams with that one starting at 7:30. And it's official, Fred Warner has signed a 3-year extension with the 49ers worth $63 million. And for the Jays, they beat the Padres 7-6 in extra innings. Toronto taking on Tampa Bay tomorrow. Right now, there's just one game live. The Athletics down 10-5 to the Angels in the bottom of the 9th, while 3 other games are just about to get underway. This sports update is brought to you by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you'll need. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park, or call them at 780-467-5014. Buying or selling brings us back after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
It is Luke Gazdic with us. There's a couple teams in the league that do a great job at this. When they smell blood in the water, it's go, go, go. They did not let up. There was no relenting there, and I think, the worst part of it is that you get a guy like Matt Duchesne who hadn't scored all playoffs. Tyler Seguin, no goals in the Winnipeg series. He gets on the board as well twice. Some of the personnel on the other side feeling pretty good today.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by Southport Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL. Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
All right, great to have you tuning in this afternoon. Cody Fajardo, quarterback for your Edmonton Elks, scheduled to join us in about half an hour. Luke Gazdic was on earlier from Dallas. He pointed out Esta Lindell's prowess as a defender, helping the Dallas Stars to that Game 1 victory. Corey Perry from Edmonton Oilers saying, look, we can recover.
I mean, you don't want to go down 0-2. It's simple. But I think guys, after last night, the way that it went down, what happened, you respond, and everybody's got that, that feeling of we let one slip away, and a little upset this morning, and so you use that, and you go out tomorrow and use that to your advantage. I mean, you play harder, you do the little things a little harder, and the bigger things are going to happen. I don't know the history about this team losing Game 1 a lot, but I've heard about it. I don't know. I haven't looked into it or done it, but it doesn't matter where you are. That second game's important. You start on the road. You're hoping for a split, and we have that opportunity tomorrow.
All right, a little bit there from Corey Perry, who's been one of the Oilers' more consistent players throughout the postseason. You want to do? Should we do another limerick here?
Yeah, why not?
You got Bronco Knicks?
Sure. You want me to read Bronco Knicks, or
sure.
Do you want me to read?
I'll do Bronco Knicks. I got it.
Okay.
The Oilers were a bit of Jekyll and Hyde. Could not stop the Stars' power play tide. Rebound tomorrow. Brows will furrow. They'll come back with one win aside. It's pretty good. Lions 3 and 4. That was good.
That was pretty good.
That's getting to the point, Bronco Nick. That is some excellent work.
This one's topical, so we'll just head right into it from VR Montenegro, who was going as valedictory raconteur Montenegro today.
Nice.
A third period we wish to promptly forget. Caused some fans to voice takes, which Reid made them regret. I'm no Oilers simp. You weak pipsqueak wimp. Nasties, don't lose your heads like Marie Antoinette.
Oh, wow. Historical reference.
Historical, topical. I mean,
was she not beheaded?
Yeah.
By a guillotine. Or guillotine, as we said in Evansburg.
Come on, we like to have our pronunciations down.
That's pretty good. You can email your limerick to reid@edmontonsportstalk.com or j@edmontonsportstalk.com. Okay, let's do my limerick. My off the cuff limerick. Give me a topic.
Topic.
So we start doing this on Tuesday. Jay just gives me a topic and I have to improv a limerick about it.
Pom-pom.
I'm just going to write down the words.
Yeah, go ahead.
To help myself.
Take your time.
All right. Use your wrists and shake that pom-pom while your drummer friend bangs the tom-tom. A noisy crowd, an arena so loud. Dallas Stars, that's just dum-dum. I sort of cheated a little bit. Cheated a little bit.
Dum.
Pom pom, tom tom, dum dum. Yeah, it kind of
No,
works.
it works.
It kind of works.
Hey,
and
for
it
on
tied the show together.
Yeah.
A little bit of a callback to earlier in the show.
I mean, there was no guillotine reference, but that's okay. It was topical.
I should have just done the guillotine. Yeah, a guillotine would be fun to work into. Guillotine.
Guillotine. Pom.
All right. I want to let you know as well, 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. We love getting your texts. Our off-topic topic, by the way, is the most annoying arena sound or arena chant that you've heard. 780-218-9999, the afternoon inbox, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. Do you have any of those you want to get to now or save them for later?
Yeah, we'll save them for later.
We'll save them for a little bit later. All right, let's dive into buying or selling for our good buddy Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. I have a question.
Yeah.
Because Damon Bunting has been on board for day one of the Reid Wilkins show, and we've had this tag. That's a little insider. Reid's reading the tag. A little insider knowledge. Yeah. You go home today. Hey, honey, you hear that tag, Reid? Hear the way Reid read that tag today?
She'll be like, "Ooh,
what are you talking about,
No,
Cyril?"
no.
Yeah.
She'll be like, "Ooh,
who are you? Are you Dustin Nielsen?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Why don't we go tell some tales of the North in the bedroom? Why don't you play LeBron? And you can dunk on me. Anyway, but we've had he's been a top producing realtor for over 17 years. It's got to be 18. Or
we got to
soon.
change that.
We might have to change it or verify that has hit 18.
I think so. Verified, approved.
He's a great dude.
Wonderful man.
DamonBunting.com, Instagram, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Now, this is the one thing. This is what I've learned. Because, obviously there were, Dave Campbell was a great producer on Inside Sports, but when I was on air, it was me. But now with you, some of these segments, Jay is just like, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, okay,
I got your back.
I'm not even doing a full job here.
Don't tell
so
anybody
Jay's
that.
like, I got buying or selling. And I'm like, okay, I'll just react to it.
Well, I have to talk about last night's basketball game. New York Knicks, Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton's shot that I'm sure many of you have seen, but if you haven't, it was so let me set the scene here, okay? They were down 121 to 112 with 52 and a half seconds left in the game. Halliburton hits that shot to send it to overtime. They go on into overtime and win. Okay. Indiana is not scared to be down late. They were down 118 to 11 till Milwaukee in round 1, game 5. They came back with 35 seconds left to win that. With 46 seconds left against Cleveland, round 2, game 2, they were down 119 to 112. They came back to win that.
Okay.
They did it again last night, and I pulled the call, okay?
Oh.
I pulled the call because I just love it. This is Kevin Harlan, right? Or no, is it Harlan?
No,
or it's
Albert. Kenny Albert.
So I pulled the call in the for the American broadcast.
I interviewed Kenny Albert last year during the playoffs.
We should get him on. And then I pulled the broadcast call of the Korean broadcast because
was there a Korean player in the game?
I do not believe so.
Okay.
So
here's in North Korea, Kim Jong-un probably made the shot.
He's probably saying it was him.
One of my favorite, can I go do a tangent?
Of course.
One of my favorite, who was the previous guy? Kim Jong-il? Because it's Kim Jong-un now, I think, and Kim Jong-il was before him. And they had the story that he had, his best score in golf was 21 in over 18 holes. And I just love how they must have come up with that. Oh, they say he shot 18. No one's going to believe he got 18 holes in one. Okay, 21? Yeah, 21 is more believable. Only 15 aces and 3 twos.
It was that dreaded par 5.
Yeah.
Gets you every time. So, Coob, run the American call of this. And if you're watching on YouTube, I want you to watch what Tyrese Halliburton does at the end while celebrating this shot.
Halliburton. He'll take it. He'll backpedal a 3 for the win. And Oh! He got it! And he tried to give your choke sign to the Knicks, and the game's not over. Wow.
Okay.
Was the game not over? What's going on?
So here's the thing. Well, let's run the Korean one just for fun as well.
Do you know the announcer's name for this?
I couldn't look it
You
up.
didn't get the announcer's name.
No.
This poor guy, now his family in Korea, South Korea, I assume, is going to be like, I was watching Edmonton Sports Talk and they didn't credit you for your call. We're big in Korea. Jasmine will know the announcer's name.
Jin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And thanks for reminding me to do my job. This is a Korean call.
5초, 한리버튼 갑니다. 4초, 3초, 2점을 노리나요? 자, 빠져나가면서 한리버튼 쏩니다! 이게 뭐야? 이게 뭡니까? 할리버튼의 초크 세레머니까지.
Well, there's another announcer in there as well. Yeah. They did it in unison for a while. I assume they're calling off a monitor, though.
I would imagine
I don't know if they're there.
Just so exciting, though, to hear it in a different language. But the reaction is universal, right? My question to you, Reid, because obviously everybody knows the Reggie Miller choke.
Now I have to answer a question after all this?
You've seen the Reggie Miller do the choke.
Buying or selling which language was more entertaining.
Well, we could do that too. But Reggie Miller, 95 Eastern Conference Finals.
I was not aware I would have to think and be analytical during this segment.
Well, you don't have to think. You really don't have to be analytical either. You can just sit there if you want and write another limerick about pom-poms. 8 points, 9 seconds. Reggie Miller choke to Spike Lee. Now,
that was in the 90s?
95. Okay. Eastern Conference Finals. They ended up winning.
Was that when he scored 8 points in the last 13 seconds?
That's what
or whatever?
I just said.
Okay.
8 points. Sorry. I believe it was 9 seconds.
This is the part of the show I usually take a little nap.
Do you need to have a break? Do you need to go lie down?
Yeah. What?
Put a wet towel on your head.
That's why I don't want Coob to play that soft music coming back from break.
Yeah, wake him up.
I'll be like, oh, where is he?
Do you think that was out of line? This is not a game winner. Now, they may have thought of it. They may have
time ran out.
It did, but that was to go to overtime. That was not a three-pointer.
Okay.
Do you think it was a little out of line for Halliburton to give the choke as you're going to overtime?
Actually. I do, actually.
I mean, they did win.
And how far ahead were the Knicks at one point? What did you say?
They were up by 9 points with 52 and a half seconds left.
Okay, so not quite as dramatic as what Reggie Miller did single-handedly.
Well, it was an amazing comeback. I mean, but like I said, this team is not out of it. To go ahead and do the choke sign,
I would sell on that. Yeah, I would sell on that.
I mean, I just thought...
And was he doing it to Spike Lee still?
No, I think he was doing it. There was a reporter. I saw something online. This could have been complete BS, but who's the writer for Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Larry David. He's the star.
Somebody said he was doing it to him. Maybe he's the new Spike Lee.
Well, I saw somebody posted something on Twitter of Larry David watching that, and I think they were just playing the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
Now, okay, because it looked like a 3. It was not a 3. It was a 2-pointer.
Oh, so did he think he won the game?
Even if he did think he won it, this is game 1
between the Knickerbockers.
I still don't think it's time to throw out the choke yet.
No,
little early there, Tyrese. May want to settle down. Check yourself. Now,
before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's what the kids say. I just thought it was little. I mean, he's a grown man. He's proven to be a pretty damn good basketball player.
Well, aren't they? I guess no. It's the choke sign. It wasn't a throat slash, which I assume would be a technical.
Well,
probably in the NBA or in the NFL, you can't do that. In the NHL, you can't do that.
I mean, yeah.
Remember,
it's not as bad. Yeah, you can't do this anymore.
Remember in the NBA or in the NFL this year, a player got a touchdown and he lifted up the right side of his shirt and showed like his hip, and he got a penalty. And I didn't realize, but I guess that's a thing, like showing that you are carrying a weapon, having to have a gun in your belt, which he did not do. I don't know. I want to know what Jasmine thinks. She's in the nasty chat. She's our resident NBA reporter. Buying or selling. What'd she think of it? So then they won in overtime. And is he one of the greatest clutch shooters currently in the NUBA?
No, you could say that the person he was going against, Jalen Brunson, his nickname.
But Halliburton's up there as a shooter, is he not?
Yeah, he'd be up there. I mean, we did this song and dance in the bullpen the other day of who's the top 5 players in the NBA, and I think, it'd be tough not to put Halliburton in there.
Well, the big guy in Denver is he not the best all around
Nikola
player?
Jokic?
Yeah.
I mean, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's the one.
I loved how I just showed off my NBA knowledge.
The big guy.
The big guy in Denver. The big guy.
Rip City Sepp says no. He had to do it at some point, and there was probably not ever going to be a better time. Big Uke says NBA equals nobody aware.
Well, earlier he said NFL.
Did he say no
equals
body aware?
No fun. They have no body awareness.
No body aware.
I don't know.
Do you think nobody cares about the NBA?
No, I think a lot of people care about the NBA.
I think a lot of people care about the NBA.
I think in the terms of this show at this time of year, we've given it a nice little 10-minute
about its
fun.
We've given it its due.
I'm actually glad you put on the. I'm glad you put in the Korean call. That's fun.
It is fun.
I enjoy. People probably watch it on YouTube. You can hear all the different languages of the Crosby Golden Goal from 2010.
Yes,
and I think it's interesting because some languages, they're more descriptive. Like even if you can't understand what they're saying, they're sort of describing the goal or the shot. And in other languages, they're just shouting. Like I think it was the French broadcast. They're just, oh. Like if you were listening on radio, you'd be like, what happened?
What happened?
Did someone score? Did the arena roof? They're just like, oh. And then they start going, oh, Crosby. Oh, Crosby. Oh, Sidney Crosby. Like if it was just on radio, you'd be like, okay, he either scored or he's been like decapitated at center ice. And it's just like, Crosby. It's like, what happened? Like what? Well, you must have heard that at some point.
Yes, you do. It's so good. Oh, crying.
Well, French is my second language. So that's why I was...
Speaking of things that...
By the way, give us a thumbs up on YouTube. I don't know if we're going to have a 200 thumb show. We might not. But let's get to 155 double word of the day.
Speaking, you're saying all the different languages and they can play them in succession. There's a YouTube
We
clip.
should start doing that every show. Just find a highlight in a non-English language.
Yeah. Highlight of the day.
The international.
Yeah. Just from a sport.
We'll be like the
what
CFL.
sport
We'll
is
have a global commentator.
Yeah. That'd be great. I posted.
Or you could find it and then play it for me, and I got to guess the highlight it was.
Guess the highlight and guess.
Like, is it a home run? Like what teams are involved? And I got to describe as much as I can.
You got to guess the sport, guess the highlight, and guess what language it's in.
Yeah, you can't. It's got to be within the last couple. Well, I don't know. We could just do whatever.
Sure. I mean, that's Coob. That's got to go on the summer list. Okay. We could do a lot of that.
Well, if a certain team were to win the Stanley Cup, we'd have to find other calls of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I posted on my Twitter feed, I think it was the evening of the day we found out that George Wendt had passed. Norm from Cheers. They had put out every one of his entrances in succession. You could watch them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got sucked into that for a good, at least 15 minutes. At least.
Yeah,
it was
classic.
great.
All right, what are we doing here?
Reid, I have no idea.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
That's for sure. We still have Cody Fajardo scheduled to join us in about 15 minutes.
I don't even know where we are.
Well, it's the 5 o'clock break, but it's 5:05 because we were speaking in other languages. We have the afternoon debate coming up as well for Edmonton Garrison Golf Club. Here's a break. Here's the Coob. Hope you're laughing with us, everybody.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
After serving as the president of the Maple Leafs for 11 seasons, Brendan Shanahan's time in Toronto is over as its contract will not be renewed. From Carolina, Game 2 of the East Conference Final goes between the Panthers and Canes, Florida taking Game 1 by a score of 5-2. And the PWHL Final continues. Game 2 of the best of 5 between the Frost and Charge goes momentarily. On the court, MVP Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder battle the T-Wolves in Game 2 of the West Final, OKC leading that one 1-0. And the Stingers hit the court for their third game of the season to face the Rattlers. Catch the game on any of EST's audio streams with tip-off at 7:30. In baseball, the Jays beat the Padres 7-6 in extra innings with Toronto and Tampa playing tomorrow. Right now, 3 games are live, including the Brewers up 3-1 in the second inning. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Oilers in Dallas tomorrow. Game 2 of the West Final. Stars up 1-0 in the best of 7. We will have a full day of previewing the game here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And then this show tomorrow, the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne, will be from 3 to 5 instead of from 3 to 6. But at 5 o'clock, the stream goes to Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. They're going to be at Hudson's on Bourbon Street. All right.
I wish you all the best.
Yeah, have a good day off tomorrow.
Yes, my nephew's graduation down in Calgary, so I got to be there.
Okay, I know you have stuff to get to, and I know you were laughing at something. I don't know what you're laughing, but I found
really good lyrics.
I found on YouTube. So the compilation, Sidney Crosby golden goal heard from 16 different TV broadcasts. Now there's all these rights with Olympic
broadcast.
So in France, we might get sued for playing this. So this is France TV.
I'll text Dusty right now.
France TV out of France. This should come through my computer here.
Sur la gauche, Zach Paris, il surveille le lancer.
Crosby!
Canada est champion. Quel but, j'en ai les larmes aux yeux, messieurs. C'est extraordinaire.
Okay, so you know how we always say the color guy should not talk over the play-by-play guy till he's done his call? They clearly don't have that in France.
What's the next language?
It's like everybody talk at once. Swedish. Let's hear it.
Riktigt bra tempo här ute genom 4. Iginla. Cross.
You can't hear that. But the French guy, like that one guy, I thought he was going to break down. Because he said, oh. Anyway, that was fun.
It's too good. I got 3 limericks that have come in, Reid. We're going to go back to back to back. Let's do it. Mick Brown Mark. You might know him as a radio imp, but he's as dangerous as a downtown pimp. And if you send a dumb text, you'll surely be next. Take cover, you pipsqueak wimp.
Oh,
wow. This one comes in from Josh. There once was a fellow named Reid, whose fairness was truly his creed. With grumbles galore, he'd call out the score. But his Sens jersey rank? A harsh mid-seed.
I don't even remember where I put that. That's a good callback.
And
jersey rank.
Abutsky just took it over the top.
I just got another one here, too.
Abutsky took it over the top. My limerick for Angry Reid, he says. Last night's nasty chat was humming. The troll posts were coming and coming. Reid crushed a pipsqueak who no longer should speak, lest he wants to hear his funeral harp strumming.
Yeah, that's good. I did get that one. That one's very good.
Oh.
Was that from Grumpy Cat, you said?
No, Abutsky.
Abutsky, sorry.
He was just in here. Former teacher.
That's really good.
English teacher.
We appreciate the limericks.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate the tolerance of quote unquote Angry Reid. Wasn't actually, oh, Crosby! I wonder if Crosby ever is like just can't sleep. He's like, let's put my goal on YouTube. Wonder how it sounded in Swahili.
That's a great segment, though. Guess this call with Reid.
We got to find it in another language.
That shouldn't be hard. But like, think of all the historical ones that I could have now.
Yeah, and the Stanley Cup Final, for example, will be, even if they don't all. Well, there was a Spanish crew. I mean, I guess not Spain, but Spanish language crew calling. Were they here for the Kings series or the Golden Knights? I can't remember. It's all a blur.
I don't know.
But like Sunday, the media level at Rogers Place will be as packed as it's been all year. And then if they make the Cup Final, it'll just be wall-to-wall people.
Do you still get the same spot?
I might have to talk to other people.
Do you still get the same spot?
I already don't have the same spot.
You're a traveling...
all season. Well, I'm almost in the same spot. Most of the year, I was in seat number 71 or 72 on the media level. It's been all year. And then if they make... I got our... Sorry, Coop. Because I went off our YouTube feed to get the France channel. By the way, we need 5 thumbs for 155. A double word of the day. We got to get at least there, everybody. And then for the playoffs, I've been moved over to seat 69. So 2 or 3 over. So we'll see if I get moved again for the West Final. Actually, how about this, Jay? I don't even know if I will be accredited for the Stanley Cup Final.
What?
Because the Oilers do not handle that accreditation. The NHL does. So they may not let me into the building.
Wouldn't they be able to see that you were there last year?
Well, what difference does that make, though? I work for a different outlet. Like
So
last
what?
year, there was no doubt I was getting accredited because I was working for the team, the station that broadcast the games, and I was in a booth the entire time. I didn't even have. I wasn't with the media peons. I didn't have to rub shoulders with Rashad, thankfully.
If the Oilers are in the Stanley Cup Finals, and you're from an Oilers station
From Edmonton,
then you should be getting accredited.
If the Oilers have some say, if the NHL says, okay, we know Ched's your host broadcaster, they're in. We know who Rashad is. We know who Gene is. We know Daniel Nugent Bowman is. But then they would probably say to the Oilers, who's like a local regular, and they'd probably say, well, Reid's been on the beat for over a decade. Used to be with our host broadcaster, and plus I go do post every game. I don't watch, and I don't just go to watch the games for quote unquote for free. I do work, I do contribute. So they'd probably say, yeah, I would hope that if the Oilers were vetting people for the NHL, they would say, yeah, Reid's like a regular guy. He should be in.
Yeah, I don't see how you wouldn't.
Yeah, but maybe I could sit like under the. What they could do is they could put me under the bench on the visiting team's bench. So when the coach went to look down at the monitor, it's actually me like trying to. I'm in a glass case of emotion.
You're just covering the screen.
I'm just like, we want to see the highlight. I'm just like, sorry,
miming.
Mr. Maurice. Let me out and I'll let you see the highlight. Was it offside? Only I know. I'm like holding Paul Maurice hostage. Hang on a second. I'm just a mess today.
Yeah,
I'm having a very good time though.
Yeah,
I hope
it's a goofy
some people
episode, isn't it? It's fun.
Check. Got me?
Mhm.
I kicked my headphones out. Turn me up, Coop. Yeah, okay, better. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. I don't know what's happening with the thumbs today. People are not approving of us, I guess. We need 3 thumbs to 155. I think I'm giving up on 200.
Don't be.
People you gotta text it to you gotta text the show link to other people. We gotta rally here to get to 200. We may have the end of a streak, which would be disappointing. By the way, we are coming to you from the Banquet Studio. Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar, bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends. Get real, play hard at the Banquet. Okay, we still have the afternoon debate. We'll have to push that back to 5:40 because we got to call up Cody Fajardo here after the Cube does an update. All right.
Sure.
From Carolina, the Canes and Cats face off in Game 2 of the East Final. Panthers winning the opener 5-2. And from Toronto, the Maple Leafs are moving on from Brendan Shanahan as their team president was Shanahan, spending the last 11 years in the position. In Ottawa, the Charge and Frost go at it in Game 2 of the PWHL Final. Minnesota leading 1-0 in the best of 5. NBA action has Minnesota and OKC clash for Game 2 of their series. The Thunder striking the T-Wolves 114-88 in Game 1. And the Stingers hit the court in Saskatchewan down 0-2 in the early going of the season. Listen to the entire game right here on EST through any of our audio streams. Tip-off is at 7:30. In baseball, Toronto fought to a 7-6 victory against the Padres, winning both games of that series. Right now, there's 3 games underway. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, it's runless between the Guardians and Tigers, while the Brewers have a 4-1 lead over the Pirates in the 3rd inning. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they got plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Cody Fajardo up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
Top Chef is
I say
great.
Yeah, and they say it's not conflict driven, just great, and that's what I like. It's not about I did the worst because I didn't have salt.
Yeah, it needs more salt.
No, I'm saying they didn't get salt because that could be a thing where it's like you don't get it cooked with salt, even though everything needs salt. They'll go be like,
Baking is different.
Salt. You need, and we're going to take that away from you.
Put some heat in there.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Fridays just got a whole lot more fun. Spin the wheel at the Banquet for your shot to win big and save on your bill. Spin, win, save. It's that easy. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Okay, thanks for tuning in this afternoon. Yeah, big game for the Oilers tomorrow. Game 2 against Dallas. Your Edmonton Elks ramping up for their season. They will play a preseason game in Calgary on Saturday night. And we welcome to Edmonton Sports Talk, the Reid Wilkins Show for the first time, Elks quarterback Cody Fajardo. Cody, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing, sir?
Good. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for making time for us. I know I reached out to Michael in your media relations department. He said, well, they got meetings until 5, so they might go long, but if he could do it. I've asked other football players about this, but man, oh man, you got to be physically sharp and you got to be mentally sharp because there's a lot of concentration to do in meetings all day, isn't there?
Especially at the quarterback position, right? It's not as physically demanding as some of the other positions, but you're absolutely right. You have to be locked in from 6 a.m. to about 9 p.m. during training camp. But that's the kind of commitment, that's the kind of things you have to do if you want to be a successful team. And the guys are doing the right things right now. And there's a lot of energy around this team. You can feel it with the fans. You can feel it with the coaches. You can feel it with the players. And so we want to just go out on Saturday and put our best foot forward. And I think we're really excited for the opportunity.
Right on. Well, hey, you're very well spoken. So thanks for hopping on with us here. We're going to ask you some football questions. We're going to have some fun as well. Nothing embarrassing, but we got maybe a couple different questions for you along the way. But I heard when you were told about your trade to Edmonton, you were at a very magical place. Is that true? What's the story here?
Happiest place on earth when I found out I was being traded. So I think that's a good omen. Being at Disneyland, I got a phone call and things kind of happen fast in professional sports. 1 minute you're winning a Grey Cup, next minute you seem like you're getting traded. So things happened really fast. But to tell you the truth, it's better to go to a place where you're wanted rather than just being liked. And anytime a team trades for you, you feel like you're wanted. And so when I got the news, I was excited. I was excited to be teammates with some guys I've played with years past, and I was excited to be teammates with Trey because I think I can learn a lot from him and we can help each other out. But I was fortunately I wasn't on a ride at the current time when I got the call, so I was able to answer it. But if the rumors are true, I was at Disneyland.
Cody Fajardo, Elks quarterback, joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Cody, you've been around a few teams. You've been around a few training camps. Myself and Matthew Iwanek were on location at Elks Fan Day last weekend, and we kept hearing the same thing over and over, that the vibes are high around that locker room, around that team. Do you echo that sentiment, and how does this training camp stack up against previous ones for you?
Without a doubt. I mean, energy is extremely high. I think confidence in each other is high. One thing that's really stood out to me over the course of the week and a half is how close this team is with so much turnover. You rarely ever see that. And Ed and Mark have done a great job of bringing in the right guys who want to be there, guys that want to play for the Elks. So it's super exciting times for us. And, comparing it to other training camps, I've been fortunate enough when I kind of got let go from Sask and hopped over to Montreal. I kind of have an understanding of switching teams, and that year we won the Grey Cup. So it can be done. It's not like it can't be done. And I think the biggest part of winning games early is how fast guys can come together. And what's really bringing us together is we have a new offensive system, a new defensive system, a new special team system. So we're all in it together. You can see a bunch of guys helping each other study. Doesn't matter if you're an 11-year vet like myself or a first-year rookie. It's, we're all trying to figure out these new systems together. And sometimes that helps that camaraderie because you're spending more hours, you're spending more time just next to your teammate as opposed to being like, oh, I know this, I'm just going to go back to the hotel. So that's why I think the vibes are really high and guys are really excited to kind of put our hard work out on the field on Saturday night.
Cody, a lot of people may not know this, but at one point, you were the second player in NCAA history to have 9,000 passing yards and 3,000 rushing yards in your NCAA career. The other was former teammate that you had at the Nevada Wolfpack, Colin Kaepernick. So you are, running as a quarterback is not foreign to you. You've been very successful at it, obviously in the NCAA and as well in the CFL. What advice have or will you give to Trey Ford?
To protect himself. I think that's the best thing. That guy's, he's a lot faster than I've ever been, so he's able to run away from guys. But sometimes when you run the ball that much, over the course of 18 games, I tell him all the time, it's really hard to stay healthy if you're not a runner. And so if you're a runner, it just adds way more risk, and that's what happens as a running quarterback. You just take on more hits, take on more punishment throughout the course of the season. So just finding ways to protect himself, sliding, learning how to slide. A lot of guys don't know how to slide, myself included. I didn't know how to slide in college, and it weared on me. But as I got older, and especially in the pros, these guys are bigger, faster, stronger. And so the more I can get down, I know the more my wife loves it. So I really learned how to protect myself because the boss at home was telling me to protect myself. And so that's what really pushed me to it. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. And when you mentioned that stat, I don't know how many guys do it now, but it's pretty cool to look back on and just see, the amount of progress I've made as a passer, as a runner. And I give a lot to the CFL. If there was no CFL, there'd be no professional football for me. So I'm extremely thankful for this league. And I think a running quarterback is such a big advantage in this league. And so I think that's one of the things I was really excited about when I signed here with the Elks is Trey is an incredible runner and passer. And so I think we're going to be able to run the same offensive playbook, no matter who's out there.
Well, Cody, we're extremely thankful for having you on. We appreciate and know how valuable your time is, especially this time of the year. So thank you again for coming on. We got a couple more here for you, but I got to be honest with you, Cody. You may not like what I'm going to ask you, okay? But just know it comes from a good place. It comes from me. Comes from my heart. David Beard was on with us at the Elks Fan Day, and he brought up the card game president that apparently you guys play in the locker room. And David is a local guy. He's a Sherwood Park guy, a Golden Bears alum. Love the guy. But I got to say, Cody, he threw you under the bus. He threw you under the bus bad. He said that you struggle with this game. I myself love the game. I'm very knowledgeable about it. So what do we here at EST and myself, Jay Milne, need to do to help Cody Fajardo get better at this game?
Hey, listen, boys, I need to tell you this. I walked into a hornet's nest. I did not know how to play the game. I walk into the offensive line room. All these guys are just big vets with this game. They really took it to me the first couple days, and I took my slacking. But the last couple days, I've proven my worth, and I think I've been dealt a couple good hands because I've made myself quite a comeback. But I can always use some pointers. I'm always looking for a way to get better. So if you got any pointers for me, but I'll tell you this, I'm no longer at the bottom. There's
that's
been a
good
couple
news.
times where I've been in the White House. So I've tasted what victory tastes like to be the president, and that's all I'm chasing now.
All right, Cody, you got Reid again here. A couple more for you. I know you're busy. Probably have more meetings tonight. But you mentioned your decade plus here in the Canadian Football League and how much it has meant to you. And the great thing about the CFL is, it showcases Canadians, and it also features a lot of Americans who come to Canada, learn about Canada, maybe find almost a second home in Canada, or it becomes their home. Do you feel a little bit Canadian, or do you feel like you're still an American who works in Canada, or maybe you don't really feel like there's a lot of differences between our two great nations?
I honestly feel like a dual citizen at this point. Obviously, I don't have the paperwork to prove it, but 11 years here, I owe everything I have to my name to the Canadian Football League. Playing professional football for money is something that would have never been an option if it wasn't for the Canadian Football League. So I am forever indebted to the CFL, and the amount of recognition I've gotten is all because of this league and this great league. And my son was born actually in Saskatchewan when I was there with the Riders, so he's already going to be a dual citizen. So it's going to be near and dear to my heart, even though when I'm done playing, I walk away from it we'll probably settle back in the U.S., but we'll always have ties to Canada, and I'll always have a lot of love for this nation and especially this league for everything it's done for not only me, but for my family and just being able to play ball as long as I have. Not a lot of guys get to do that. And like I said, and I'll continue to echo that without the CFL, I wouldn't be able to play football as long as I have. And so it's an incredible game with incredible fans. We just need more eyeballs on it. And everybody that I talk to in the States who watch the game actually find it way more entertaining than the NFL. And I know that they have better talent, but you turn on the CFL game, there's a lot of talent in that as well. And there's also, a lot of wacky rules that people seem to love, and I love it myself.
All right. And then I want to ask you this, because I don't know if you'll ever get to meet us. I know there's a lot of media guys covering the team, but Jay played for the U of A Golden Bears, my co-host. I'm a guy who's just been a sports broadcaster my whole life, so I'm fascinated about stuff that happens on the field and on the ice because I've never lived it firsthand. And this came up earlier in the show. When a quarterback wants the ball to be snapped, do you say hut? Do you say hike? Do you say go? What's the lingo these days?
It's everything, to tell you the truth. So we have a bunch of different cadences. We'll go on set go. We'll go on set hut. We'll go on just hut. So we got it all, and that's part of just keeping the defensive linemen on their toes. So you guys, any one of those is the right answer. There's a lot of, down set hut or down set hike is like the most natural. But now it's kind of transition. If you ever get into professional sports, it's something along the line like set hut, green 18 hut. And so you're getting everything in just one cadence right there. And that's pretty standard around even NFL. College obviously goes with the clap, but NFL and CFL, that's pretty standard cadence right there. So you guys are right along it. Man, you guys might be coming for my job one day, so I'm going to have to be careful.
Well, we're a little older than you, just to clarify. Okay, you've been incredibly generous with your time. So my last one is a very quick one because you spend time on both sides of the border. Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts?
Tim Hortons. And I don't even think it's close. I don't think it's close. I'm going Tim Hortons. I'm a West Coast guy, so I wasn't really grown up in the Dunkin' Donuts era. I know that's a little bit more East Coast U.S. But yeah, so when I first fell in love with the donuts and the Timbits, that's Timmy's all the way.
Cody, incredible interview. Thank you so much for coming on. We wish you all the best. A lot of people in our chat are wishing you the best and hoping that you and Trey are a great duo for the Elks this season. Thanks so much for hopping on.
Thank you, guys. It takes two great quarterbacks to win a Grey Cup, and we got that here. And so the fans should be really excited. I'm excited to work along Trey, and it's going to be a great year for the Elks.
Right on. Thank you, Cody.
Guys. Yep.
Cody Fajardo from the Elks. I had never interviewed him before. And I've been lucky enough in my previous job too to talk to players from other teams. I don't think I ever had Cody. Man, like right from the word go, I'm like, this guy's engaged. He's ready to go.
What an interview.
Yeah, great personality. I think nothing against other positions like defensive backs or whatever, but if you're going to play quarterback, it helps to be able to communicate.
Absolutely.
It helps to be outgoing and excited and but yeah, just right in there, I'm like, oh wow, he's ready. And let's face it, if you're a CFL player, you got to sell the game.
Yeah.
Hey, if I can show personality, tell a story, tell something about myself, share something, maybe be a little bit vulnerable or whatever, that helps too. I mean, let's face it, the NHL guys, everybody's watching. Doesn't really matter. The CFL guys, hey, people are going to remember that. Yes. Hey, Cody was on with Reid and Jay. Did you know he was in Disneyland when he was traded?
Yeah.
You know how thankful he is for the Canadian Football League?
He's from the Nevada Wolfpack.
Yeah. That was great.
We even got a cadence out of Cody.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. That was over the top. He didn't have to do that, but that's just the kind of guy he is. And Reid, I will say this, like being around this team, going to training camp, seeing them at Fan Day, like Trey Ford and Cody Fajardo are in lockstep. They don't go too far without each other, which I think is a good thing for everybody. He said it best. I mean, in the CFL, you're probably going to need to call upon the other quarterback at some point in the year.
No doubt about it.
Right?
Yeah.
So to have two great ones, as he alluded to themselves as, I mean, that's fantastic.
Well, and he's always, like, when he first was playing, I was like, okay, like he's pretty good and, he's getting better. And then, I'd watch a game and I'd be like, well, just sack him, like tackle him. And then as the more I watch him, I'm like, oh, he's actually like more mobile than I thought when he came into the league.
And I think that's a part of why they wanted to get him here in Edmonton, is because if Jordan Maksimic's going to have a playbook designed around a running quarterback, or a quarterback that is at least a threat to run,
right?
When there's no other option, then the backup also has to do that, or else you're teeing off on these guys if you ever have to have one or the other come in. So Cody Fajardo is quite an accomplished runner, in the CFL, and obviously in his NCAA years as well.
Yeah, but great interview. I mean, that gets people. I mean, look, you got to win on the field, but I also think fans like to hear somebody and be like, "Oh, he sounds like a good guy with a good personality." I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? As opposed to coming on and mumbling for 3 minutes, and you and I are like, "Okay, have a good year." But that was great.
Well, and let's be honest. I mean, you and I can see what's going on in the chat. I can see what's going on in the River Cree inbox. You can tell when somebody connects with our listeners, and you can certainly tell that happened with Cody Fajardo. A lot of good luck, Cody. This is great. This is getting me excited. Bringing Fajardo in was the right move. And you get that when you come on a show like this and bang it out of the park like that.
Yeah.
Very personable.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
Of course, Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, is presented by Play Alberta. It's time to turn up the fun with the all-new Play Alberta app. I got it on my phone. Your digital destination for casino, live dealers, lottery, instants, and of course, sports betting. New players can get started with a $100 casino bonus by depositing $20 with the promo code 100casino, or a $100 free bet using 100 Sports. Play smart, play local, and don't forget to use your GameSense Jay's Play of the Day. Now, has that game started already? Can you still wager on it? But anyway, it doesn't, whatever day. Go to playalberta.ca, click on EST specials, find the stuff that Jay and Dusty and other people connected to EST are putting on there. It's a lot of fun stuff. Tell you what else is fun for us, to get to 200 thumbs. Now, we got to rally everybody. So you may have to text somebody, email somebody, and say you got 15 minutes to help these guys out.
Tell your grandma.
They got a playoff streak of getting to 200 for some reason.
This is a streak.
For some reason, between games 1 and 2 of the Western Conference Final, the thumbs are flowing like molasses today. We need a final kangaroo jump of thumbs. I don't know how I come up with half the stuff I come up with.
Maybe we need a da-da-da-da.
Goob doesn't have it anymore.
What do you mean he doesn't have it anymore?
He got rid of it. Yes, he deleted the files.
No, Coob's got it.
Dun, da, da, da. It sounds a little bit like, isn't there a commercial in the mountains? Like for Toblerone or for...
Like Ricola?
Yes, that's what it sounds like. So we want to get to 200 thumbs.
We must.
It's fun. It helps the station get recommended to other users on YouTube. Made every sound like robots. I am a YouTube user. I am. What do robots click when they are filling out a form? Like, that should be a great skit. Like, a robot really needs to order. He needs to oil. He needs to order a new circuit board, and he's on Amazon or something, and he's typing in there's my address, and then click here to ensure you're not a robot. Oh no, I can't order my circuit board. Self-destruct initiated. And it's like, no, he's actually a robot that needs to buy something.
That is a conundrum. Maybe they'll say they have to change the language on that to include robots.
Yes.
Make it robot accessible.
Yeah. Are you a sentient robot? That's okay. Sentient robot, like spam robots can't.
No dice.
No dice for them. Oh my goodness. It's 5:39. Double word of the day. Somebody in the nest that doesn't know what the double word of the day is. I think we got a new person. They're about to find out. Oh, we still got to do our afternoon debate. Here comes the coop. Dun, da, da, da.
From Carolina, the Canes look to tie their series against the Panthers at 1 apiece. Florida taking that first game by a score of 5-2. Puck drop is at 6. And in Toronto, the Leafs have decided to part ways with President Brendan Shanahan after 11 seasons. Over that time, Toronto made the second round just twice. Right now, in Game 2 of the PWHL Final between the Charge and the Frost, it's scoreless with about 5 minutes left in the first period. The Frost taking Game 1 by a score of 2-1. Basketball sees OKC and Minnesota going at it for Game 2 of the East Final. Thunder taking having the series lead 1-0. And from Saskatchewan, the Stingers tip off against the Rattlers at 7:30. Catch the game right here on EST with all of our audio streams carrying the entire game. And the Jays battle to a 7-6 victory over the Padres in the 11th inning. Toronto and Tampa go at it tomorrow. Right now, there's 3 games underway. The Nationals up 5-2 over the Braves in the 3rd, while the Pirates trail the Brewers 4-1. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
It is Luke Gazdic with us.
There's a couple teams in the league that do a great job at this. When they smell blood in the water, it's go, go, go. They did not let up. There was no relenting there. And I think, the worst part of it is that you get a guy like Matt Duchene who hadn't scored all playoffs. Tyler Seguin, no goals in the Winnipeg series. He gets on the board as well twice. Some of the personnel on the other side feeling pretty good today.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by South Fort Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL, Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay, hope you're having a great afternoon. We've had a lot of fun on the show today. Oilers trying to fix the penalty killing, play another strong 5-on-5 game tomorrow against the Dallas Stars. Nuge on the PK.
It's a difficult thing. Obviously, it's an important thing. Last night, it clearly cost us the game, and we kind of struggled to start this season, and then we kind of found it again. And like you said, in the playoffs last year, it was made a huge impact for us positively, and we know that we have the ability to get back there. It's about finding it. It's about working together, and sometimes power plays are going to make plays, and you got to be able to react and do your best to stop them from making those easy plays. But sometimes they're going to make plays, and you got to find ways to bounce back.
Just crazy last season. I double-checked the stats here on NHL.com. In the playoffs last season, the Oilers were 94% on the PK. They allowed 4 power play goals against. They scored thrice shorthanded. So in 25 playoff games, the Oilers were -1 when shorthanded. That's remarkable. It's probably, it's not repeatable, but I was talking earlier in the show, Jay, how people were, the Oilers blew it. Only the Oilers blow it. Only the Oilers allow a third period comeback. And I said, no, they're happening, especially in the first round. They happen almost every night, and they've continued to happen. And I think that's part of the lesson here in the playoffs. To win the Stanley Cup or to go to the last game like the Oilers did last year, you need to be a good team and then have something unusual to happen. 2006, the Oilers go, nobody saw Pisani scoring that many goals, right? You need to be as good as you usually are, and then have something else go your way, whether it's a break or an unusual performance. I mean, look, if it's already talked about, but if the Oilers win it all, what if Hiller hadn't challenged that play? You know, like stuff like that becomes part of the legend. But last year, incredible for the Oilers on the PK. If you want to send us a text, here's the number you use. 780-218-9999. Do not use a rotary phone. It's the afternoon inbox presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Do you have anything you want to get to, or you want to go right into the quick debate here?
Yeah, quick debate.
Quick debate. We actually had a plan for the debate today. It's got debate.
I think this is the most I've laughed on our show ever.
Well, that's good. Well,
stomach
I tell you
hurts.
something. I ain't going away if it's up to me. So you better get used to it. The afternoon debate presented by Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Fall in, golfers. Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club, open to the public. Membership still available. Join the ranks today and experience top-tier golf with a proud military tradition. For more info, visit egmgolf.com. Timeouts in hockey. Because there was a question, should Knobloch have called a timeout? And in hindsight, well, okay, I guess. But then you look at, where does he call it? Well, you're not going to call it at 3-2. Could have you called it at 3-3? Yes, but you're probably thinking, all right, they got 2 on the power play. We're still tied. I might need that timeout late in the game. To me, if Knobloch would have taken a timeout, it would have been when Kane put them shorthanded again, because then maybe you're thinking the crowd is smelling blood, Dallas is smelling blood, we're shorthanded again. Maybe I just need to remind the penalty killers and calm everybody down a little bit here.
Hindsight is the way to, that's a good word to use here, because it's easy, hindsight's always 20/20.
Right.
It's easy for us to say, yes, you should have. But I at that point, you mentioned, is calling a timeout a tactical or an emotional move?
Right.
And I think it can be both. It absolutely, at that point, it would have been an emotional move to say, okay, guys, take a deep breath. We got to get this kill. We're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. We know we can come back, but we got to get this kill. Focused, refocus, regroup as a group. I do like using those timeouts, but I mean, the NHL, you only get one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in the NBA, you get 7 timeouts.
Is it that many per game?
The NFL, you get 3 per half. The CFL, you get 2 per half. You get 1 timeout per game in the NHL.
Yeah.
So you have to use it wisely.
And the reason Knobloch wouldn't have called a timeout when down 4-3 is because that goal, which one was that now? The Duchesne goal was scored 5:58 into the period. The first whistle after the 6-minute mark is a commercial, unless it's a goal or an icing. So he's probably thinking, well, I'm not going to use it now when there could be a whistle in 7 seconds and I get the break. And he's probably still thinking, okay, we're only -1. I might need this late in the game. I think it is interesting though, because I don't know, like in basketball, you might use it to stop a run, so that might be emotional as much as tactical. I feel like if it's used in football, it's almost more tactical. Stop the clock, get the personnel. Like, would a coach ever be like, oh, we're getting run over here, I better call a timeout to cool down the other team's offense? I don't know if he would do that.
It depends who called. Well, yeah, I mean, if a defense or let's say the game clock's running down in football, and you see a set from the defense that you don't like as the offensive coordinator, you call a timeout.
Right.
But there are times like that run you alluded to in the NBA. Yeah, that's emotional. And it's not so much emotional for the team that calls the timeout. It's so much to say, well, so maybe it is both emotional and tactical.
Yep.
To try and get that other team to cool off, to get out of their rhythm. So I think it can be both at the same time. But you don't see, unless it's a chewing out of sorts, and you just had 3 bad goals in a row, sans power play. You're just getting outplayed.
Did Berube call a timeout in Game 7?
I don't know.
I can't remember if he did. No, the Oilers called one in overtime. Didn't they call one on the 5-minute power play? Midway through that. So you might see a team do that. Let's rest our top guys. Just get them back out there in an offensive situation.
Well, no TV timeouts in the overtime, right?
That's a good point, yeah. And they don't take timeouts. They don't take commercials during one team's power play, too. So there wouldn't have been. Anyway, Yeah, that it's like hockey's weird. I know Rob and I, because like Tippett like never called a timeout, I feel. But hockey's always that. I mean, the funny thing about hockey is most shots don't go in the net. So even if a coach gets scored on 3 times in 40 seconds, he's probably thinking like, well, they're not going to score again, are they? Like our goalie's going to make a save at some point.
I wonder if timeout, like the NHL would have the least timeouts used.
Percentage-wise?
Yeah, out of the big 4. I mean, I don't even like.
Yeah,
in the MLB, would it be a mound visit?
I guess. Yeah, it's even hard to make a comparison.
I bet you it would be the percentage of teams that end the game with their timeout in hand.
Oh, it'd have to be in hockey, even though there's only one,
which is odd.
Yeah, like basketball, there's almost too much.
Wow, especially at the end of the game.
But don't they have a rule in the NBA that if no timeout is taken, the first TV timeout is charged to one of the teams? And then I thought, anyway. We're just yapping. Keep giving us the thumbs up on YouTube. Let's try to get to 180 by the end of the show. We're at 173. Get in there and click the thumbs up. All right, but we did get to 155, so it's a double word of the day, baby.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Okay, first word of the day. Teratoid.
Oh, teratoid. Well, I'm going to go. You always say just trust my first instinct.
I always say trust your instinct.
T-E. Pardon me, I would like to restart.
Go ahead.
Teratoid. T-E-R-R-A-T-O-I-D. Is it only one R? Okay, so T-E-R-A-T-O-I-D. Now, Terra generally has to do with Earth. So I'm going to say, I don't know if this is a kind of asteroid, perhaps, or some sort of space-bound.
But Terra with Earth, isn't it 2 R's?
Well, that's, yeah. Okay, so that's wrong.
So I wouldn't go that way.
So you wouldn't go that way. So you're giving me a hint. So I've already lost 0.25 for the... Okay, so what would this be? So it's not... But you understand why I would think Terra, Earth.
Terra firma.
So I don't know if Terra is like a number.
Dirt.
I'm going to say... Oh, this is a tough one. I'm going to say it's a 10-legged insect.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to have to go to the judge here.
What?
Well,
a multi-legged insect?
No. See, the actual definition is resembling a monster.
Oh, no, that's not correct.
But I mean,
I don't get
if you look
anything
closely at what did you say your answer was?
A 10-legged insect.
If you look closely at a 10-legged insect.
Nah, that's wrong. That's wrong.
0 for 2, Riedrich.
Not good. So resembling a monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second word of the day, voluble. Voluble.
Let's go, girl.
Voluble. I think I know
Voluble.
I think I know how to spell this one. V-O-L-U-B-L-E. Voluble. Oh. I'm going to say...
Do you want to take a half point?
No, I'm going to take a stab at it. I'm going to say measurable. All right. Can you give me a sentence now? No! Try it again.
Bree knew something was bothering her normally voluble friend when he was reluctant to talk about his day.
I guess normally kind of stoic and steady in personality, like unflappable. No? All right, wow, I suck.
Someone may be described as voluble if they're talking a lot in a rapid, energetic way.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Make it so, number one.
Unlike Commander Data.
Well, like Coob on the sports update. Those are generally in an upbeat, energetic way. Coob's sports updates can be described as voluble.
Oh, very good. All right. Stingers game on Edmonton Sports Talk at 7:30 tonight. If you want to stream the play-by-play of that, Stingers 0-2, looking for a win in Saskatchewan against the Rattlers. 6 a.m. Nielsen Show starts us off. Full day of coverage leading into Game 2 between the Oilers and the Stars. Jay's off tomorrow. I'm on from 3 to 5. I don't know what I'm going to do. Pre-game show at 5 tomorrow. On behalf of the Coob, Zachary Kubish, and the glue guy, Jason Milne, I'm Reid. See ya.
Fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you can afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.